Chapter 1288. Have nothing to fear. I just need to stop you. As for them, wanting to catch junior brother Yang is nothing more than a pipe dream. Bai Yunjian whistled softly and reached out with his hand. The sword that had been sent flying returned to his hand. Then, he charged towards Shimen Hongyu like a sharp sword. Father, that little bastard has comprehended spatial techniques. Shimen Guan knew what Bai Yunjian was talking about. Although Yang Hongwu was not strong and his realm was not high, he had comprehended the space technique and had a supreme treasure. Therefore, if he really wanted to escape, no one could stop him. However, there were still some burdens around him. Vajra fist, splitting heaven and earth. Shimen Hongyu bellowed and threw out a punch. Not only did the punch engulf Bai Yunjian, but it also engulfed Yang Hongwu and the rest of the people. The ferocious fist energy stirred up a terrifying gale. It was like the astral winds of the universe that could tear everything apart. A crack appeared in the void. Wherever the fist energy went, everything was smashed into smithereens by the fist energy. Damn it! Bai Yunjian's expression changed greatly. He roared and unleashed all the strength in his body. His entire body was like a big bird, blocking in front of Yang Hongwu. He wanted to block this terrible punch alone and not let Yang Hongwu be affected by it. Boom! After a dull thud, Bai Yunjian was sent flying like a kite with a broken string. The difference was too great. Even though Bai Yunjian had used a secret technique to raise his cultivation to the 6th level of the Great Monarch Realm, it was useless. There was no way he could withstand Shimen Hongyu's overbearing punches. With a wave of his hand, Yang Hongwu released a gentle wave of mana that wrapped around Bai Yunjian. Then, he put her down. Senior brother Bai, let me do it. This old man is strong. You're no match for him. Yang Hongwu was touched by Bai Yunjian's actions. He knew that he was not as strong as Shimen Hongyu, but he still blocked him to create a chance for himself to escape. After all, in the face of death, it was rare to see such selfless spirit. Some people, not to mention a junior brother who had not joined the sect and had not known each other for a few days, would choose to betray him when his life was threatened. Therefore, Yang Hongwu was moved by Bai Yunjian's action of giving up his life to create a chance for others. Junior brother, you... Sigh. Seeing Yang Hongwu's reaction, Bai Yunjian smiled bitterly in his heart. Shimen Hongyu is too strong. You're no match for him. With your spatial techniques, you can definitely escape. As long as you enter the Sky Sword sect, even the White Dragon Gate's old ancestor can't do anything to you. But you gave up this chance. You made me sigh. Bai Yunjian looked as if he expected better from Yang Hongwu. He had risked his life to create a chance for Yang Hongwu, but Yang Hongwu did not cherish it. This made Bai Yunjian very angry. Don't worry, senior brother Bai. Since I dared to stay, I naturally have confidence. Take this elixir. It will help with your injuries. Yang Hongwu handed an elixir to Bai Yunjian. Bai Yunjian's injuries were serious. His body was in a mess from the impact of Shimen Hongyu's overbearing punches. It would take years for him to recover. Elixir of 100% effectiveness. Seeing the elixir in Yang Hongwu's hand, Shimen Hongyu condensed a surge of magic power in his hand. It turned into a big hand and grabbed it. Elixir of 100% effectiveness was extremely rare. Even those saint-level alchemists were unable to refine it. Even emperor-level alchemists had not succeeded. Elixirs of 100% effectiveness, especially some special elixirs, were rumored to be able to comprehend the power of law. This was something that all warriors dreamed of. Unexpectedly, Yang Hongwu actually took out elixir of 100% effectiveness. This was a top-grade elixir. How could Shimen Hongyu let it go? His eyes were fixed on it. If this elixir was given to him, it could even allow him to comprehend the power of law. That was why Shimen Hongyu was so excited. Oomph. Yang Hongwu snorted coldly. With a wave of his hand, a vast force erupted and rushed out. It instantly shattered the big hand condensed by Shimen Hongyu's magic power. Good boy, you're really not simple. Since you can block my attack, it's no wonder that Guanar can't deal with you. Shimen Hongyu was surprised. Although this boy's cultivation was only at the peak of the venerable realm and had not even entered the saint level, he had such strength It was too shocking. What made him even more curious was that Yang Hongwu actually had an elixir of 100% effectiveness in his hand. Moreover, he was willing to take out such an elixir to heal by Yunjian. This made him even more puzzled. One must know that such an elixir could allow a great Emperor Realm expert to comprehend the power of law. It was an extremely precious item. If those old antiques knew about it, they would definitely break their heads for these elixirs. However, he did not take it seriously. Shimin Hongyu looked at Yang Hongwu and said, "Boy, if you give me the inheritance of the hidden dragon general and all your elixirs, I'll let you go. How about it?" "Old man, don't you think too highly of yourself?" Yang Hongwu snorted coldly. With a wave of his hand, a ray of light burst out and a large formation appeared in the void. This formation enveloped everyone in it. Those who wanted to attack Yang Hongwu were sent flying. Shimin Hongyu's expression changed. Formation? He actually set up a formation. "Oh no, father, this little bastard is also a formation master. He has comprehended the Heavenly One-Sword formation." Shimin Guan had seen Yang Hongwu use the Heavenly One-Sword formation with his own eyes. The Heavenly One-Sword formation was the most powerful formation in the Sky Sword sect. If there were enough swords to set it up, its power would be quite terrifying. This is the Heavenly One-Sword formation? Shimin Hongyu's expression changed slightly. If it was the Heavenly One-Sword formation, then it would be troublesome. It might take a lot of effort. This is not the Heavenly One-Sword formation. An expert from the White Dragon Gate said. "Junior Brother Wong, what did you see? What kind of formation is this?" Shimin Hongyu asked a middle-aged man in a black robe beside him. "Senior brother, the Heavenly One-Sword formation is based on swords. Within the formation, sword chi is rampant. However, this formation does not have the surging sword chi. Instead, it is filled with a strange power. It seems to be the existence of dragon force." Wang Mang said, "However, I can't tell what kind of formation this is for the time being." Chapter 1289. Shimin Bedevilment Wang Mang shook his head and said, "Yes, but I'm afraid it will take a lot of time. I can't do it in a short period of time." "What if I break it by force?" Shimin Hongyu asked. "I don't know. However, I'm afraid it will cost a lot to break the formation by force." Wang Mang said, "Old thing, you want to break my formation? That's impossible. Shimin Guan, I hate people like you the most. You're too shameless, biting the hand that feeds you. You still talk about it as if it's the right thing to do. Today, I'll kill you first. As for the others, I'll deal with them later." After Yang Hongwu finished speaking, he waved his hand and the formation moved. A terrifying thunderbolt condensed in the void. This thunderbolt turned into a long spear. This long spear was the shadow of the thunderbolt spear. Yang Hongwu had seen the shadow of the thunderbolt spear before. Its power was shocking. He was almost killed by the thunderbolt spear back then. Therefore, the power of the thunderbolt spear was absolutely shocking. Shimin Guan was merely a half-step great emperor. He had just used a secret technique, and the effect had already faded. At this moment, he was already an arrow at the end of its flight. How could he block it? Shimin Hongyu saw the thunderbolt spear condensed in the void. His expression changed drastically. He could feel the terrifying power of the thunderbolt spear. Even he might not be able to block it. How could Shimin Guan block it? "Little bastard, how dare you!" He shouted and threw a punch. He wanted to disperse the thunderbolt spear. However, Yang Hongwu's formation was under his control. Although Shimin Hongyu's strength was not bad, it was impossible for him to break the formation. When his ferocious punch landed on the array formation, there was only a slight ripple. Then, the overbearing fist energy was immediately absorbed by the array formation. At the same time, the thunderbolt spear instantly pierced through Shimin Guan's chest. You really kill me?" Shimin Guan wanted to block the lightning spear, but it was all in vain. Shimin Guan could only watch as the spear pierced his body. Then, he felt his vitality disappearing. His strength was being devoured, and even his soul was dissipating. Until his death, he could not believe that Yang Hongwu dared to kill him in front of his father, Shimin Hongyu. He did not put the White Dragon Gate in his eyes at all. "Damned little bastard, you actually killed him. I want you to die." Shimin Hongyu was completely enraged. Shimin Guan was his only son. His own son, Yang Hongwu, had actually killed him right in front of him. How could he tolerate this? He did not know how much effort and resources he had spent to raise this son of his to such a level. Shimin Guan's aptitude was not outstanding. There was a huge gap between him and the geniuses of the White Dragon Gate. However, Shimin Hongyu was an elder of the White Dragon Gate. As one of the few powerhouses in the White Dragon Gate, his status was extremely high. Shimin Hongyu's master was also the White Dragon Gate's patriarch. Therefore, he had so many resources to nurture Shimin Guan. He had raised Shimin Guan's cultivation to the half-step Great Emperor realm in less than 200 years. It should be known that with Shimin Guan's aptitude, he might not be able to reach the half-step Great Emperor realm even after thousands of years of cultivation. His cultivation was completely dependent on the accumulation of heavenly treasures, spiritual pills, and miraculous medicines. However, he did not expect that his son, the son that he doted on the most, would be killed right in front of him. One could only imagine the impact this had on Shimin Hongyu and the impact it had on him. At this moment, Shimin Hongyu was enraged. His eyes turned crimson red. A terrifying aura erupted from his body. Demonic Qi. At this moment, a terrifying power erupted from Shimin Hongyu's body. This terrifying power was not an ordinary power. It was demonic Qi. He was possessed. Yang Hongwu looked at Shimin Hongyu. This old thing, after I killed his son, he actually became possessed. However, what was shocking was that after Shimin Hongyu became possessed, his cultivation continued to rise. In an instant, he rose from the late Great Emperor realm to the peak Great Emperor realm. Moreover, it did not stop. Seeing that Shimin Hongyu had become possessed, Wang Mang and the others' faces changed drastically. They hurriedly shouted, Senior brother, wake up." They were trying to wake Shimin Hongyu up. They knew that once Shimin Hongyu became possessed, he would not recognize anyone. Of course, it was a good thing that his cultivation increased. However, if he did not recognize anyone, it would be a big problem. At that time, Shimin Hongyu would kill them first. Wang Mang and the others did not want to die. Therefore, they could only think of a way to wake Shimin Hongyu up. Otherwise, once Shimin Hongyu became possessed, they would be in big trouble. Kill, kill, kill. However, it was not easy to wake Shimin Hongyu up after becoming possessed. At the beginning, Shimin Hongyu was still rational. However, as time passed, Shimin Hongyu's demonic qi became stronger and stronger. His rationality gradually disappeared. Wang Mang saw that there was no way to wake Shimin Hongyu up, so he shouted to the others, "Damn it! Let's attack together and knock senior brother Shimin out." The rest of the people from the White Dragon Gate nodded when they heard Lin Fan's words. They attacked Shimin Hongyu together in an attempt to knock him out. However, they were too naive. Now that Shimin Hongyu had turned into a demon, his cultivation base was increasing rapidly. In a few breaths' time, he had reached the peak of the Great Emperor realm. In an instant, he had reached the level of an invincible Great Emperor. He was extremely powerful, and his senses were extremely sensitive. When Wang Mang and the others wanted to attack Shimin Hongyu, he immediately sensed it. He threw out a punch fiercely. That punch was none other than the Vajra fist that Shimin Hongyu had cultivated. Shimin Hongyu, who had succumbed to his demons, was able to unleash a fist art that was much more powerful than before. What was even more shocking was the fact that there was demonic qi surging around the fist force. The fist wind actually congealed into a shadow of an unparalleled demon. The shadow looked ferocious and frightening. "Senior brother Shimin, don't." When Wang Mang saw that the few of them had been sent flying, he saw that Shimin Hongyu's fist was not slowing down at all and was charging towards him again. He shouted loudly, "I'm Wang Mang. Senior brother Shimin, stop." However, it was all in vain. Shimin Hongyu was completely possessed. His eyes were red, and there was only killing in his heart. Incomparably terrifying killing intent and ferocious demonic thoughts. There was only one thought in his mind, and that was to kill. Kill and destroy everything. Bang! Wang Mang was hit by Shimin Hongyu's punch. He was sent flying. One of his arms was shattered, and his chest caved in. Seeing this, Gu Fan and the others swallowed their saliva. Powerful, too powerful. After Shimin Hongyu became possessed, he was extremely ferocious. Perhaps no one present was his match. Chapter 1290. Heaven's punishment reappears, he's just a demon. Yang Hongwu chuckled. If he hadn't fallen into the demonic path, I would still be a little wary. However, this guy has fallen into the demonic path. In that case, I don't need to worry. Yang Hongwu had the demon-devouring mark, which was a supreme demonic mark. Moreover, Yang Hongwu had once transformed into a Taishang demon as a true demon. Although the Taishang demon had forcefully fused with his original body due to the Great Path Lightning Tribulation, he had also comprehended some supreme power of the Law of Demon. In addition to the Destruction Sky Palace and the demon-devouring mark, Yang Hongwu had nothing to fear as long as it wasn't a demon at the level of a Tai true demon. Moreover, he was now trapped by his own formation. It would be a problem even if he wanted to escape. Therefore, Yang Hongwu wasn't worried at all. In a short while, Wang Meng and the others were all killed by the demonized Shimin Hongyu. It was a pity that they were all subordinates brought by Shimin Hongyu, but they were killed by Shimin Hongyu personally. Each of them died with grievances. Of course, they also wanted to live, so they begged Yang Hongwu for mercy. However, Yang Hongwu didn't agree. To him, these people weren't good people. Their blood qi was shocking, and they were surrounded by resentment. Their hands were stained with the blood of countless innocent people. Therefore, Yang Hongwu didn't agree to their requests. Kill, kill, kill. I'm going to kill all of you. After killing Wang Meng and the others, Shimin Hongyu crazily attacked the formation. The formation that Yang Hongwu had set up was extremely powerful, but it kept trembling under Shimin Hongyu's attacks. This surprised Yang Hongwu. Shimin Hongyu was really powerful. The indestructible Vajra fist that he cultivated was absolutely amazing. His hands were comparable to a divine weapon. He was only one step away from being comparable to a real emperor weapon. Many people coveted such a secret technique. One should know that this was Shimin Hongyu's unique secret technique. Countless experts had died because of this secret technique. It was this secret technique that made Shimin Hongyu famous. However, although the secret skill was powerful, it was nothing in Yang Hongwu's eyes. Yang Hongwu had cultivated the supreme physical body cultivation skills, immortal dragon body and devouring real body. When these cultivation skills were cultivated to the extreme, each of them could allow his physical body to reach a terrifying level. He could even contend against an expert of Tai real God realm with his physical body. It could be seen how powerful these two secret skills were. Why would Yang Hongwu? It was just a passable set of fist techniques. Shimin Hongyu went crazy. However, no matter how he attacked, he was unable to break the array. Bai Yunjian was shocked when he saw this. Junior brother, your array is too powerful. It's not worth mentioning. Yang Hongwu shook his head. Just as he was about to kill Shimin Hongyu, something shocking happened. Shimin Hongyu opened his mouth and formed a terrifying devouring power. He swallowed the corpses of Wang Meng and the others. This scene caused everyone to be extremely alarmed when they saw it. After Shimin Hongyu devoured the corpses of Wang Meng and the others, his cultivation rose rapidly. Demonic qi surged, and he became even more powerful and terrifying. Damn it! This is the power of heaven's punishment. Yang Hongwu felt the terrifying power gathering in the sky. He knew that this was heaven's punishment. After all, Yang Hongwu had experienced heaven's punishment more than once. This heaven's punishment was targeted at Shimin Hongyu. This guy had only devoured a few people, and he had already attracted heaven's punishment. This heaven's punishment seemed to be the Tai lightning tribulation. The appearance of heaven's punishment meant that Shimin Hongyu was about to break through the shackles and break through to the Tai true God realm. Of course, he was not about to break through to the Tai true God realm. He was about to break through to the Tai true demon realm. But looking at the current situation, whether this guy could survive the heaven's punishment was a huge problem. However, what Yang Hongwu had to do now was to remove the array. Otherwise, Wouldn't his array become a barrier for Shimin Hongyu to withstand the heaven's punishment? Yang Hongwu was not foolish enough to do such a thing for Shimin Hongyu for free. If that were the case, it would not be worth it at all. Yang Hongwu also wanted to use the power of heaven's punishment to raise his cultivation to another level. He wanted to break through the shackles and enter the sage realm. However, if he really wanted to help Shimin Hongyu withstand heaven's punishment, his cultivation would at most break through to the sage realm. It was absolutely impossible for him to enter the great saint realm. In that case, Shimin Hongyu would break through the shackles and enter the Tai realm. At that time, Yang Hongwu was not confident enough to deal with Shimin Hongyu. He might even be killed by Shimin Hongyu. Then, the loss would outweigh the gain. Array withdraw. Yang Hongwu struck out several seals and withdrew the array in front of him in an instant. Then he grabbed Zifeng Wang and Bai Yi ran and appeared dozens of feet away in a flash. Bai Yunjian and the others also fled frantically at this moment. What a joke. This was the power of heaven's punishment. They did not want to be enveloped by heaven's punishment. Such a heaven's punishment was not something they could withstand. Moreover, there was also Shimin Hongyu, who was possessed by the devil. They had seen his combat strength clearly. With their strength, how could they resist Shimin Hongyu? They estimated that if they fought head-on, Shimin Hongyu could kill all of them with a single finger. Yang Hongwu withdrew the array, and Shimin Hongyu was instantly locked in by the heaven's punishment. The huge pressure made Shimin Hongyu sober up a little. Although he was not completely awake, he could still feel the huge threat. Although he had fallen into the devil's path and lost his self-awareness, he could still sense the danger. Kill! What shocked everyone was that after Shimin Hongyu roared, he flew up and rushed towards the terrifying eye of heaven's punishment in the sky. Yang Hongwu and the others widened their eyes in shock. This guy actually dared to attack the eye of heaven's punishment directly. He was simply courting death. That was not a heaven's punishment, but the eye of heaven's punishment. The eye of heaven's punishment represented heaven's way and was the symbol of heaven's way. Anyone who dared to attack the eye of heaven's punishment was provoking heaven's way and showing contempt for heaven's way's dignity. What was heaven's way? Heaven's way was the supreme law of this world. It was the existence that controlled this world. Unless one's cultivation could break through the shackles and break through heaven's way, provoking heaven's way was an act of courting death. Of course, there were some people who were not within heaven's way. In other words, they were not within the 5 elements and had jumped out of heaven's way. Chapter 1291. Sky-devouring demonic dragon, boom. A bolt of tribulation lightning descended. This bolt of tribulation lightning was extremely powerful. It was comparable to the lightning tribulation that Yang Hongwu had attracted with the Palace of Death. The bolt of lightning, as thick as a fist, struck Shimin Hongyu. Shimin Hongyu was enveloped in lightning. At this moment, Shimin Hongyu was much more clear-headed. Taking the lightning tribulation head-on, Shimin Hongyu spat out a mouthful of blood. He was much more clear-headed now. He could feel the surging power in his body. He knew that he had broken through because he had fallen into a demonic state. However, he had attracted the tribulation. He wanted to cry, but had no tears. Yang Hongwu, you little bastard. How dare you make me fall into a demonic state and attract the tribulation? Shimin Hongyu knew how terrifying and powerful the tribulation was. Although his strength had increased tremendously, he knew that he could not withstand the tribulation. If I die, you won't have an easy time either. With that, Shimin Hongyu ignored everything and charged towards Yang Hongwu. Oomph! Yang Hongwu snorted. He knew that this old bastard wanted to lure him into the tribulation and use its power to destroy him. However, Yang Hongwu was not worried at all. The power of heaven's punishment was a great tonic for him. Moreover, Shimin Hongyu was now locked on by heaven's punishment. Under the terrifying pressure of the heaven's punishment thunder calamity, his speed was much slower. Although he was fast, he could not catch up with them. Therefore, it was almost impossible for Shimin Hongyu to drag them into the range of heaven's punishment. Shimin Hongyu had only moved a few meters when the second bolt of tribulation lightning struck. Damn it! Shimin Hongyu had no choice but to use all his strength to resist the second lightning tribulation. In the distance, the hidden dragon, evil spirit inside the blood-refining grand array, watched the tribulation and couldn't help but be shocked. This brat was using this move again. He recalled that he had been tricked by Yang Hongwu in the past. If it wasn't for Yang Hongwu bringing down the tribulation, he wouldn't have abandoned the Death Dao Palace. He wouldn't have been forced to open the blood-refining grand array and let all his plans go down the drain. Let's go, Yang Hongwu said to Bai Ran and the others. Leave now. Gu Fan was stunned when he heard this. Once Tianfa kills Shimin Hongyu, they will be able to obtain the item in Shimin Hongyu's hands. It is said that Shimin Hongyu has an item that contains the secret of the Dragon Transformation Pool. Dragon Transformation Pool? Yang Hongwu stopped when he heard this. What Dragon Transformation Pool? Yang Hongwu cared a lot about anything related to dragons. The Dragon Transformation Pool sounded like it had something to do with dragons. Dragon Transformation, Dragon Transformation. If one wanted to transform into a dragon, one must have enough dragon blood. Moreover, it must be the blood of a true dragon. Any living creature that wanted to transform into a dragon had to activate the blood of a true dragon in their body. Only by activating the blood of a true dragon and improving their blood force could one truly transform into a dragon. Therefore, if there really was a dragon transformation pool, it must have the blood of a true dragon. Perhaps, after a powerful true dragon fell, its blood became the dragon transformation pool. If he could obtain the dragon transformation pool, his strength would increase a lot. Otherwise, Yang Hongwu really didn't want to continue wasting time here. Suddenly, Yang Hongwu's face changed. In the distance, Shimin Hongyu underwent a huge change under the thunder of punishment. In the sky, a huge shadow of a black dragon appeared. The shadow of the black dragon opened its mouth and was about to swallow the punishment. What's that? That's a dragon. My God, that dragon wants to swallow the eye of punishment. Bai Yunjian and the others were completely stunned by the scene in front of them. That was the eye of punishment. Previously, Shimin Hongyu dared to attack the eye of punishment and angered the heavenly way. Therefore, the thunder of punishment that came down was very powerful. However, the shadow of the black dragon was so powerful that it kept swallowing the thunder of punishment and even the eye of punishment. How could he not be shocked? Sky-swallowing demonic dragon. How can this guy have the sky-swallowing demonic dragon? Yang Hongwu had the 9-dragon saint body. Naturally, he could sense the bloodline of the dragons. This shadow was the sky-swallowing demonic dragon. The sky-swallowing demonic dragon belonged to the demonic dragon clan. It was definitely one of the strongest dragons among the demonic dragons. It was not weaker than the 9-colored Luli dragon. In terms of combat power, the sky-swallowing demonic dragon was even stronger. You said that this is the legendary sky-swallowing demonic dragon? The evil spirit of the hidden dragon was also shocked. One of his incarnations appeared beside Yang Hongwu. This incarnation wasn't strong. It was just an honorable realm. For the hidden dragon, it didn't need to consume much energy to create such an honorable realm incarnation. It could be done easily. That's right. Yang Hongwu nodded. He didn't care about the incarnation of the evil spirit of the hidden dragon. If the evil spirit of the hidden dragon dared to scheme against him, he could destroy it easily. I didn't expect the bloodline of the sky-swallowing demonic dragon to exist in Songxing land. This guy has the sky-swallowing demonic dragon battle body? The hidden dragon frowned and said, "It doesn't look like it. He should have the King Kong saint body. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been able to cultivate the King Kong indestructible fist to such an extent. He really doesn't have the sky-swallowing demonic dragon body." Yang Hongwu shook his head and said, "If he really has the sky-swallowing demonic dragon body, his strength would have reached the level of Tai real god. The sky-swallowing demonic dragon body was overbearing and ferocious. Once it was cultivated, it would be absolutely shocking. The sky-swallowing demonic dragon body could even swallow the heavens and earth. How could it be that simple? The sky-swallowing demonic dragon shadow in front of him should be a treasure related to the sky-swallowing demonic dragon. The treasure was activated and the shadow of the sky-swallowing demonic dragon appeared. I know. Rumor has it that the White Dragon Gate was originally a secret residence for dragons. It's not surprising that Shimin Hongyu has a secret treasure for dragons. Bai Yunjian said, I once heard from my master that Shimin Hongyu has a dragon crystal. The shadow of the sky-swallowing demonic dragon might be transformed from the dragon crystal. Can the sky-swallowing demonic dragon help him pass through heaven's punishment? Ling Song said with concern. If Shimin Hongyu passes through heaven's punishment and becomes an expert who surpasses the invincible Great Emperor realm, we won't be able to stop him. Chapter 1292. One Dragon Scale. If this was the real, sky-swallowing demonic dragon, the divine punishment wouldn't be able to kill Shimin Hongyu. However, this is only a shadow of the sky-swallowing demonic dragon. It can't block the divine punishment. Yang Hongwu shook his head and said, Of course, the sky-swallowing demonic dragon's dragon crystal can block 2 divine punishment. It's a pity that such a treasure is wasted by Shimin Hongyu, Zifeng Wang said. If only it was given to me. Everyone saw the sky-swallowing demonic dragon rushing toward the eye of divine punishment. It opened its mouth and swallowed the eye of divine punishment. The huge dragon body kept twisting, and the eye of divine punishment disappeared. Seeing this scene, everyone was instantly stunned. Didn't you say that the sky-swallowing demonic dragon couldn't help him pass through the divine punishment? How could it swallow the eye of divine punishment? How? How is this possible? Bai Yunjian said, What should we do now? At this moment, Shimin Hongyu laughed wildly. Divine punishment, so what? It can't stop me. I, Shimin Hongyu, am invincible. I'm invincible. Even the heavens can't stop me. Crack! As soon as Shimin Hongyu finished speaking, the sky-swallowing demonic dragon exploded. A thunderbolt fell from the sky and hit Shimin Hongyu heavily. Shimin Hongyu, who was originally arrogant, was stunned. He was hit into the ground by the thunderbolt. Extreme joy begets sorrow. TSK. Yang Hongwu smiled. Of course, he knew that the heavenly punishment wouldn't be so easy to disperse. This was the eye of heavenly punishment. If the eye of heavenly punishment was so easy to disperse, then the heavenly Tao wouldn't be able to survive. Yang Hongwu knew that if this world was really the inner world of the Great Seal of Life, then the heavenly Tao of the common people continent was actually the spirit of the Great Seal of Life. He had not truly grasped the Great Seal of Life. If he truly grasped the Great Seal of Life, then he would be the heavenly Tao of this world. The so-called heavenly Tao was, in fact, a consciousness born from the laws of heaven and earth. In the internal space of some powerful treasures, the heavenly Tao of the inner world would be the weapon spirit or the owner of the treasure. The space within Yang Hongwu's Clear Sky Pagoda was controlled by the Clear Sky Pagoda's artifact spirit and Yang Hongwu. Therefore, the Clear Sky Pagoda's artifact spirit and Yang Hongwu were equivalent to the heavenly Tao and great Tao of the world within the Clear Sky Pagoda. Damn Sky Law. Shimin Hongyu was injured by the lightning punishment. He was furious, and the sky-swallowing demonic dragon's aura disappeared. Yang Hongwu saw a scale, which was sent flying out by the heavenly punishment lightning tribulation. Yang Hongwu flashed and caught the scale in his hand. He took a closer look and saw that it was a dragon scale. It was a dragon scale of the sky-swallowing demonic dragon. The sky-swallowing demonic dragon appeared because of this dragon scale. At first, Yang Hongwu thought that it was a dragon crystal. He didn't expect that it was just a dragon scale. Because this dragon scale had been bombarded by the heavenly punishment, it had already lost its spirituality and power. Now, it was just an ordinary dragon scale. But even if it did not have any power left, this dragon scale would be of great help to Yang Hongwu. Let's go. There's nothing to see. Yang Hongwu had a bad feeling. Something was going to happen here. Therefore, even if he knew that Shimin Hongyu would not be able to resist the sky law and would be killed by it, he would not stay any longer. Moreover, this dragon scale of the sky-swallowing demonic dragon was already a great gain. Are you planning to leave now? Hidden Dragon saw that Yang Hongwu was about to leave and asked doubtfully, After this guy is killed by the sky law, He must have left a lot of good things. Don't you want them? I'll give them to you, Yang Hongwu said. You. Yang Hongwu, wait. Hidden Dragon saw that Yang Hongwu was about to leave and quickly shouted, Is there anything else? Yang Hongwu did not want to have anything to do with Hidden Dragon. Of course, unless he gave him the treasures left by Hidden Dragon General. Yang Hongwu did not mind making another deal with him. How about we cooperate? If you help me break through, I can help you control this mortal continent. Hidden Dragon said in a serious tone. Yang Hongwu shook his head. Impossible. The cooperation between us has come to an end. You want me to help you break through? Don't even think about it. Of course, if you are willing to submit to me, I can promise you that I will help you break through. Dream on. You want me to submit to you? Only you can think of that. Although you are talented, your cultivation level is still too low. You are only in the honorable realm. You have not even reached the sage realm. If you are an existence that has surpassed the primordial true God, I can submit to you. Hearing Yang Hongwu's words, the incarnation of Hidden Dragon shouted angrily. Since you're not willing, then what are you talking about? Don't waste my time. I have to leave. Something will happen here soon. I don't want to be involved. After saying that, Yang Hongwu did not care about Hidden Dragon's incarnation. He pulled Bai Yiran with one hand and Zifeng Wang with the other. Then, he activated the teleportation technique and quickly fled to the distance. Bai Yunjian and the others did not know why Yang Hongwu was in such a hurry to leave. However, they knew that Yang Hongwu must have his reasons for doing so. Therefore, Bai Yunjian, Gu Fan, and the others did not think much and chased after Yang Hongwu at full speed. Not good. Hidden Dragon's incarnation did not understand why Yang Hongwu gave up the treasures in Shimen Hongyu's hands at first. But now he knew why. His expression changed drastically as he hurriedly entered the blood-refining Great Array and concealed the array formation. After a few breaths, he only saw a group of black things moving at an astonishing speed. He could not see clearly what they were. In short, the whole world was covered by those things. Wherever they went, everything turned into nothingness. Even Shimen Hongyu, who was resisting the heavenly punishment thunder tribulation, was no exception. Those black things were not even afraid of the heavenly punishment thunder tribulation. When the heavenly punishment thunder tribulation fell, it was completely devoured. After escaping for hundreds of miles, Yang Hongwu breathed a sigh of relief. After a while, Bai Yunjian and the others caught up with him. Junior brother Yang, what happened? Why are you so nervous? Bai Yunjian asked after catching up with Yang Hongwu. You can tell just by looking at it. At this time, Yang Hongwu and the others were already on a high mountain. This was the highest place in this area. Yang Hongwu raised his hand and pointed to the place where they were just now and said to Bai Yunjian. Bai Yunjian heard this and circulated his dermic powers. When he looked up, his expression changed drastically and he was shocked. Chapter 1293. Dragon-eating demonic insects, wherever the black mass went, everything was devoured cleanly. If they were still there, they probably wouldn't be able to speak now. Those should be dragon-eating demonic ants. Yang Hongwu said, dragon-eating demonic ants are a kind of ancient insect. They are even more powerful than soul-eating insects. Their favorite food is to eat dragons. These dragon-eating demonic ants must have sensed the aura of the sky-swallowing demonic dragon. Are they really the legendary dragon-eating demonic insects? Bai Yunjian asked in surprise. They should be. Yang Hongwu nodded. Yang Hongwu, didn't you subdue the soul-eating insects? Can you subdue these dragon-eating demonic insects? Zifeng Wang asked. Yang Hongwu smiled bitterly and said, That's impossible. What kind of joke was this? He possessed the 9 dragons' saint body and possessed the dragon power in his body. In other words, the Dragon Clan's bloodline in his body was the highest grade of Dragon Clan's bloodline. To the dragon-devouring demonic insects, he was their favorite food. If his strength was at the Great Emperor realm, he wouldn't have to worry about it. However, the problem was that he was only at the honorable realm. Bai Yiran knew Yang Hongwu's background. So, she asked, Husband, what should we do now? Where should we go? Bai Yunjian said, Shimen Hongyu and the others are dead. The White Dragon Gate will not let this go. But as long as we return to the Sky Sword sect, they can't do anything to us. No. Yang Hongwu shook his head and said, I want to go to the sect of Ether. Go to the sect of Ether? Bai Yunjian was stunned and said, the sect of Ether is not strong enough to stop the White Dragon Gate. Gu Fan was also stunned. As the sect leader of the sect of Ether, he did not want Yang Hongwu and the others to follow him to the sect of Ether. It would bring great trouble to the sect of Ether. This, Mr. Yang, Brother Bai is right. Our sect of Ether does not have the strength to resist the White Dragon Gate. Gu Fan said, in my opinion, it's better for young Master Yang to follow Brother Bai back to the Sky Sword sect. After all, the Sky Sword sect is very powerful. Although the White Dragon Gate is powerful, they will still have some scruples against the Sky Sword sect. Yang Hongwu knew very well what Gu Fan was thinking. He smiled and said, don't worry, I won't stay in the sect of the Ether. I just want to borrow the transmission formation of the sect of the Ether. Hearing this, Gu Fan let out a sigh of relief. It was not a problem for him to stay in the sect of the Ether. That's not a problem. Junior Brother Yang, where are you going with the transmission formation of the sect of the Ether? Bai Yunjin asked. The Sky Sword sect also has a transmission formation. No, I want to go to the Flaming Godly Mountain. Therefore, I need to borrow the teleportation formation of the sect of the Ether. Yang Hongwu did not hide anything and said directly, going to the Blazing Sacred Mountain? Junior Brother Yang, why are you going to the Flaming Godly Mountain? That place is full of dangers. Almost everyone who enters the Flaming Godly Mountain will die. If you don't have a fire attribute physique, you won't be able to come out alive. Bai Yunjian quickly stopped him. It's too dangerous there. If Junior Brother Yang wants to find some kind of flame, I can ask Master for help when we return to the Sky Sword sect. If he was going to the Flaming Godly Mountain, he was basically going to look for the flame seed. Although the Sky Sword sect mainly cultivated swords, there were also people who had a fire attribute physique and possessed the heavenly flame. It was too dangerous to go to the Flaming Godly Mountain. There were very few people who entered the Flaming Godly Mountain to find the flame seed. Moreover, those who entered the Flaming Godly Mountain had a slim chance of survival. Senior Brother Bai, the flame I need can only be found in the Flaming Godly Mountain. It can't be found anywhere else. Yang Hongwu shook his head. What kind of flame? The Divine Void Flame. Yang Hongwu said, and the sky-burning Divine Flame. What? Everyone was shocked when they heard this. You want these two kinds of divine flames? Indeed, these two kinds of divine flames could only be found in the Flaming Godly Mountain. However, these two kinds of divine flames were extremely domineering and powerful. Without sufficient strength and without the flame spirit physique, it was impossible to subdue these two kinds of flames. Bai Yunjian did not believe that Yang Hongwu had the flame spirit physique. Junior Brother Yang, there's no way to subdue these flames. Even if an invincible great emperor enters, there's no way to obtain them. Bai Yunjian shook his head and said, if Junior Brother really needs these flames, I can ask Master to go to the Heavenly Fire sect and ask for a Heavenly Fire of the 5 spirits for you. The Heavenly Fire sect and the Sky Sword sect have always been on good terms. Asking for a Heavenly Fire of the 5 spirits shouldn't be a problem. Senior Brother Bai, there's no need to say more. Yang Hongwu shook his head and said, I'm confident that I can subdue these divine flames. Yang Hongwu, are you crazy? It's okay to subdue one divine flame, but you want to subdue 2 kinds of divine flames? These 2 kinds of divine flames are the supreme divine flames of the Flaming Godly Mountain. They're the foundation of the Flaming Godly Mountain. Once you subdue these 2 kinds of divine flames, the entire Flaming Godly Mountain will be extinguished. Who do you think you are? Are you the Fire Virtue True Lord? Zifeng Wang initially thought that Yang Hongwu only wanted 1 divine flame. If that was the case, there was still a glimmer of hope. However, it was impossible to subdue 2 kinds of divine flames, especially the sky-burning divine flame. It could even burn the sky. It was the foundation of the entire Flaming Godly Mountain. It was rumored that the Flaming Godly Mountain was a divine brick that fell from the deity domain. This divine brick fell from the furnace of a supreme expert. It fell on the mortal continent and became the flaming godly mountain. I'll go with you. Bai Yunjian sighed when he saw Yang Hongwu's firm tone. I'll inform Master and ask Master to seek help from the Heavenly Fire Monarch. The Heavenly Fire Monarch has a fire-repelling pill and a fire-repelling divine robe. There's no need for that, senior brother. I have my own ways. A mere flaming godly mountain can't do anything to me. Yang Hongwu shook his head and said, since I dared to subdue the divine flames, I'm naturally prepared. As for the fire-repelling pill and treasures, I have them myself. Junior brother, all right, Sec Master Gu, let's go. Time is of the essence. I don't want to waste too much time. Yang Hongwu said. Bai Yunjian couldn't do anything when he saw Yang Hongwu's attitude. He could only nod and secretly send a message to Master, hoping that he would send the fire-repelling pill and fire-repelling divine robe to the flaming godly mountain as soon as possible. Time flew. Soon, the group arrived at the sect of the Ether. The sect of the Ether used to be the #1 sect in the mortal continent. However, due to a great battle, the origin of the continent collapsed and the spiritual chi collapsed. The sect of the Ether also suffered great losses in that battle. It fell from being the #1 sect to a third-rate sect. Currently, the strongest person in the sect of the Ether was only an initial Great Emperor Realm Old Ancestor. Chapter 1294. Fog Beast, Sect Master is back. That's great. Sect Master is finally back. Seeing that Gu Fan and the others had returned, the disciples guarding the mountain were overjoyed and shouted out loudly. What's going on? Seeing the expression on the disciples' face, Gu Fan's face darkened. He had an ominous premonition. Sect Master, it's the old ancestor who's in trouble, said the disciple guarding the mountain. Something happened to the patriarch? Hearing this, Gu Fan's expression changed drastically. The Grand Patriarch was the pillar of the sect of the Ether. If anything happened to the Grand Patriarch, they would be in big trouble. Without the Grand Patriarch, the sect of the Ether had lost its guardian. If other sects knew about this, the sect of the Ether would be in big trouble. The sect of the Ether had a lot of enemies. The reason why the sect of the Ether was still standing was because of the Grand Patriarch of the sect of the Ether. If anything happened to the Grand Patriarch of the sect of the Ether, it would be like a collapsing building. Ancestor, what happened? Hurry up and tell me. Gu Fan shouted anxiously. Just 2 hours ago, there was a huge explosion at the Patriarch's place. Now, the Patriarch's place is shrouded in a layer of fog. There's a mysterious power in the fog, and we can't get close to it. We don't know what happened inside, said the disciple guarding the mountain. Take me there. Gu Fan's expression changed. If an explosion happened in the Patriarch's cultivation place, it would be terrible. Sect Master Gu, let's go with you to take a look. I hope we can be of help, Bai Yunjian said. Gu Fan nodded. Bai Yunjian was a martial monarch, and he was extremely knowledgeable. As for Yang Hongwu, he was incredibly mysterious, and the things that he knew were no less than Bai Yunjian. Perhaps they might be able to help each other if they were to head over to take a look. They came to the place where the patriarch of the sect of Ether cultivated. Everyone saw that the training room had undergone a huge change. It was shrouded in a layer of mist. This layer of mist contained a terrifying power. The moment they got close, they would be repelled by this powerful force. What's going on? Gu Fan's face changed slightly. He tried a few times, but he couldn't break into the fog. It was too strange. Grandmaster, we've already tried many times, but we couldn't get in. Furthermore, we've tried communicating with the old master as well, but there was no response either. One of the elders said, "Where is Ancestor's soul jade tablet?" Gu Fan asked. "It's fine. That's good." Gu Fan heaved a sigh of relief. As long as the soul jade didn't shatter, it proved that the old ancestor was still alive. As long as he was alive, there wouldn't be any problems. This fog is truly strange. Bai Yunjian looked at the fog in front of him. The fog covered hundreds of feet. Once he got close, he would be repelled by a strong force. It seemed to be a restriction array, but it was different from a restriction array. Brother Bai, you're very knowledgeable. Can you tell what's going on? Gu Fan asked. He could not find any clues, so he asked Bai Yunjian. Bai Yunjian shook his head and said, I've never seen such a situation. He turned to Yang Hongwu and asked, Junior brother Yang, what about you? Did you find anything? Yang Hongwu smiled bitterly and said, We didn't find anything. I'm just a venerable. How can I find anything? Is this a formation array? Zifeng Wang asked. It doesn't look like a formation array. Bai Yunjian shook his head. It doesn't look like a formation array either. Ling Song also shook his head. Let me try and see if I can blast open this fog. Bai Yunjian said. Okay. Gu Fan nodded. Bai Yunjian unsheathed his sword and said to the crowd, Step aside and let me try. The crowd retreated 10 feet away. Bai Yunjian poured his dermic powers into his sword. A cold light burst out from his eyes. He swung his sword fiercely, and a shocking sword soared into the sky and bombarded the fog. Bang! The sword bombarded the fog and exploded with a loud bang. A majestic force pushed Bai Yunjian back dozens of steps. Bai Yunjian's face turned pale, and he spat out a mouthful of blood. What a terrifying defense! Bai Yunjian was extremely shocked. He had used almost all of his strength in that sword attack. Even if it was an iron wall, it would be torn apart by that sword attack. However, he did not expect that the sword attack did not have any effect on a mist. Instead, the powerful rebounding force had injured him. How could Bai Yunjian not be shocked? Brother Bai, are you all right? Gu Fan hurriedly asked. I'm fine. However, I can't split this fog. I'm afraid we have to think of another way. Bai Yunjian shook his head and said, Sec Leader Gu, I have a guess. Hua Yuanwu said, Just say it. Yang Hongwu said, Sec Leader Gu, young master, I've seen a strange beast in an ancient book. The situation before us is very similar to that strange beast. That strange beast is called the Fog Beast. It's extremely powerful. It's said that the strength of the Fog Beast is equivalent to that of an invincible great emperor. Moreover, the defense of the Fog Beast is even more terrifying. Even invincible great emperor cannot break through it. Hua Yuanwu said, Fog Beast, you're saying that this fog is not a spirit formation, nor is it a spirit formation. Instead, it's a kind of exotic beast called the Fog Beast? Gu Fan asked upon hearing that. Hua Yuanwu nodded and said, Yes, sect leader. However, I don't know if it's true or not. I saw it in an ancient book by accident. This, Gu Fan had no idea. He had no way to confirm it. The world is so big. There are all kinds of strange things. Perhaps it's really a strange beast? Bai Yunjian said, If it's really a fog beast, does it have any weakness? Is there any way to get rid of it? Gu Fan looked at Hua Yuanwu and asked. Hua Yuanwu shook his head and said, There's no way. There's only a little record in that ancient book. It only introduced the existence of the fog beast. As for its weakness, its habits, and so on, there's no introduction. Could it be that the ancestor was swallowed by the fog beast? That's troublesome. Gu Fan frowned. If the ancestor was swallowed into the fog beast's stomach, he wouldn't be able to hold on for long. If there was a powerful divine weapon, he might be able to cut open the fog beast's stomach and get out. However, the fog beast was extremely strange. The ancestor didn't have a divine weapon with him. If he delayed for too long, the ancestor might really be digested by the fog beast. Chapter 1295. Refining the beast-taming elixir. Gu Fan had to think of a way. Otherwise, he would not be able to save him. Therefore, Gu Fan was very anxious. Brother Yang, you must have a way, right? At this time, Gu Fan heard Ling Song talking about Yang Hongwu's various strengths. He looked at Yang Hongwu, hoping that Yang Hongwu would have a way to break the defense of the fog beast and rescue the old ancestor from its stomach. Yang Hongwu smiled bitterly. He naturally understood why Gu Fan would beg him like this. I don't have a way. If I did, I would have done it. Brother Yang, as long as you can save the patriarch of the sect of the ether, I am willing to give you a dragon essence stone as a reward, Gu Fan said. Dragon essence stone. Yang Hongwu's eyes lit up. Dragon essence stone was a good thing. It was said that it was transformed from the essence chi of a real dragon. It was like a dragon pearl. Although it was not as good as a dragon pearl, it was still a very amazing treasure. If he could get it, he would be able to break the shackles of his cultivation and enter the saint realm. Originally, if he did not merge the sky-reaching demon bridge and the palace of death into the palace of destruction, the guardian spirit of the sixth ghost palace and the palace of death could help him break the shackles of his cultivation. However, it was consumed when the palace of destruction was merged. Therefore, Yang Hongwu could not break the shackles of his cultivation and enter the saint realm. However, if he could get a dragon essence stone, he could devour the spiritual chi in it and break the shackles of his cultivation and enter the saint realm. Although he wanted the dragon essence stone very much, he was not sure that he could break the defense of the mist beast. "Let me think of a way," Yang Hongwu said. "Yes, Brother Yang, you can do it. I believe in you," Gu Fan said. Yang Hongwu stepped forward and came to the front of the mist beast. He reached out his hand and placed it on the mist beast's body. Instantly, he felt a strong repulsive force. Yang Hongwu frowned. The mist beast was too huge. It seemed that what was revealed was only the tip of the iceberg. That guy was so strong. If he could tame him and make him his battle pet, it would be a great thing. Thinking of this, Yang Hongwu narrowed his eyes. Why did he have to break through the defense of the dense fog beast? Couldn't he subdue it? At that thought, Yang Hongwu's eyes glowed. This was a good idea. If he could tame this guy, not only would he be able to solve Gu Fan's problem, but he would also be able to save the old man of the sect of ether. He would also be able to gain a powerful battle pet, which would be a great help to him. Yang Hongwu had once cultivated the Beast Taming Heart Sutra and was also an alchemist. He could refine pills and create talismans to tame strange beasts as his battle pet. "How is it, Brother Yang? Do you have a way?" Gu Fan saw Yang Hongwu retreat and asked hurriedly. "I have an idea, but I'm not 100% sure. Still, I can give it a try." Yang Hongwu looked at Gu Fan. Hearing that Yang Hongwu had a way, Gu Fan became excited. He looked at Yang Hongwu and asked, "That's great. What do you need me to do?" "I need a secret chamber," Yang Hongwu said. "Okay, that's easy." Gu Fan told the disciples to prepare it. "Anything else?" "I need some herbs. The most important one is the spirit beast herb," Yang Hongwu said. Yang Hongwu was going to refine a pellet. However, this pellet was different from the original beast blood pellet. This was the beast taming pellet. This beast taming pellet was an extremely powerful pellet used to control strange beasts. The main ingredient of this pellet was the spirit beast herb, which was extremely rare. Spirit beast herb? This, we don't have it in the sect of ether. But I'll ask someone to find it immediately. Gu Fan said. Spirit beast herb. I have one here, but it's not very old. At this time, Bai Yunjian said, "That's good. I need to refine a pill and try to subdue this dense fog beast. If I can subdue it, then saving people will be easy. However, if I can't subdue this dense fog beast, then it will be very troublesome." Yang Hongwu looked at Gu Fan and said, "If I fail to tame it, the mist beast may be irritated. At that time, it will be troublesome. I have to make this clear in advance. If the mist beast is irritated, I'm afraid it will cause a great loss to the sect of ether. Master Gu, you have to think about this carefully." Hearing this, Gu Fan hesitated. After a while, he said, "Brother Yang, go ahead. If you fail, I'll take responsibility." This Grand Patriarch of the sect of ether was not only the Grand Patriarch of the sect of ether, but also the Grand Patriarch of Gu Fan. More importantly, this Grand Patriarch had a huge secret. It was the biggest secret of the sect of ether, and also the hope of the sect of ether's rise. Therefore, Gu Fan was willing to save this Grand Patriarch at all costs. Yang Hongwu and Zi Fengwang entered the secret chamber together to refine pellets. The materials for the beast taming pellet had been prepared. Yang Hongwu was now only one step away from breaking the shackles of the venerable realm and entering the saint realm. His strength would increase greatly, and refining pellets would be much easier. But it was a pity that he did not have the divine fire. Otherwise, refining a beast taming pellet would not be difficult at all. Because he did not have the divine fire, Yang Hongwu asked Zi Fengwang to help him refine pellets. Zi Fengwang, remember to be careful when you control the fire. Don't be careless, Yang Hongwu said. The beast taming pellet was not an ordinary pellet. It was very difficult to refine, and it consumed a lot of energy. If it were not for the fact that it consumed too much energy, Yang Hongwu would not have asked Zi Fengwang to control the fire. After all, although Zi Fengwang had the divine fire and was very good at controlling fire, he was still far behind Yang Hongwu. Moreover, the slightest mistake in refining pellets would cause a huge impact. As the saying goes, a mistake of a millimeter could lead to a huge error. Even the slightest mistake could lead to the failure of refining pellets. Therefore, Yang Hongwu asked Zi Fengwang to control the fire, while he was in charge of the overall situation. Once Zi Fengwang made the slightest mistake, Yang Hongwu would take over the divine fire and control the fire himself. However, doing so would consume a lot of energy. Yang Hongwu was not confident that his spiritual energy and dharma power could last until the end of refining pellets. Don't worry, when have I ever made a mistake? But you have to give me a few of these beast-taming pellets that you're refining, Zi Fengwang said. Yang Hongwu smiled bitterly and said, I'm not strong enough, so I'm afraid I can only refine 3 beast-taming pellets at most. If there are any left after I subdue the fog beast, I'll give them to you. Chapter 1296. Pill Refinement. After Yang Hongwu explained to Zi Fengwang what she needed to pay attention to, she began to refine pills. Holding a pill furnace in her hand, Yang Hongwu opened it and let Zi Fengwang control the fire. Zi Fengwang released a ball of flame from her right hand. This ball of flame entered the pill furnace and began to heat up the pill furnace. The divine phoenix fire was indeed worthy of its name. Under the divine phoenix fire's heat, the pill furnace began to heat up in an instant. Yang Hongwu moved her hands quickly and placed stalk after stalk of spiritual medicine into the pill furnace. The order in which each stalk of spiritual medicine was placed was fixed. There could not be any mistakes. Moreover, the timing had to be extremely accurate. If there was a mistake, it would cause a lot of changes. It could cause the pill to be less effective or the pill refinement to fail. It could even cause the furnace to explode. Yang Hongwu's speed became faster and faster. Soon, all the spiritual medicine had been placed into the pill furnace. This was the first step. The second step was to liquefy the spiritual medicine. All the spiritual medicine had to be melted into a liquid. This step was very crucial and had extremely strict requirements for controlling the fire. However, for Zi Fengwang, this was not too difficult. Zi Fengwang carefully controlled the flame. After a long time, all the spiritual medicine had been melted into a liquid. This was the second step. After completing this step, Zi Fengwang's forehead was covered with dense beads of sweat. Zi Fengwang realized how difficult pill refinement was. One must know that she was only controlling the flame. It was obvious that Yang Hongwu's consumption was much greater than hers. If she was asked to refine the pill, she would definitely not be able to do it. The third step was to remove the impurities from the medicinal liquid. Yang Hongwu moved her mind and took control of the flame. Yang Hongwu clapped her right hand, and a stream of pure energy poured into the pill furnace. Under Yang Hongwu's burning, the impurities in the medicinal liquid inside the alchemy furnace were all burnt out and expelled from the alchemy furnace. This step was related to the grade of the pill refined. The fewer impurities there were in the pill, the better the pill refined would be. The pills refined by Yang Hongwu were all 100% pills. There was not a trace of impurities. This kind of pill was a true perfect pill, a top-grade pill. After consuming such a pill, there would not be a trace of hidden danger and no trace of pill toxins left. Therefore, this step was the most difficult step for all alchemists to complete. Of course, this referred to removing all the impurities in the medicinal liquid. This step was completed very quickly. Yang Hongwu increased her speed. After removing the impurities, to start separating the liquid. 2. This step was the last step. Yang Hongwu inserted one seal after another. Separating the liquid was easy. Condensing the pill was also easy. However, in the step of condensing the pill, inserting a mysterious seal, and adding the power of principle into the pill was something only a true emperor-grade alchemist could do. Make the pill. With Yang Hongwu's shout, a bright light burst out from the pill furnace. A colorful light burst out from the pill furnace. In the sky, thunder roared. A terrible aura appeared above the secret chamber. Heaven's tribulation. This is heaven's tribulation. Who is it? Why is he undergoing the tribulation at this time? Seeing the tribulation cloud above the sect of the ether, Gu Fan's face changed. He was a little angry and shouted, "Come on, go and find out who is undergoing the tribulation. Tell him to leave the sect of the ether and don't disturb the refining." No need to shout. It should be junior brother Yang. Bai Yunjian said, "This is brother Yang undergoing the tribulation?" Gu Fan was stunned. Brother Yang is breaking through at this time? No, it's not a breakthrough. This is elixir tribulation. Bai Iran said, "This should be because my husband has succeeded in refining the pill and the heaven-sent elixir tribulation." Hiss, Gu Fan and the others couldn't help but be shocked. They didn't expect that Yang Hongwu would attract elixir tribulation when he refined the pill. This was too powerful. There were two types of pills that could trigger a pill tribulation. One of them was an imperial pill, and the other was a perfect pill. Whether it was emperor elixirs or perfect elixirs, it was very difficult. Since there was elixir tribulation, it meant that the elixirs that Yang Hongwu refined were very amazing. He was definitely a powerful alchemist. His alchemy level was definitely top in the Sanshin continent. Thinking of this, Gu Fan and Bai Yunjian couldn't help but take a deep breath. This junior brother Yang was too amazing. Not only was he an array master, but he was also an alchemist. Moreover, he was an amazing alchemist. Just based on his alchemy skills, he would be a respected existence in any sect. His status was much higher than that of some sect leaders. Yang Hanwu had already expected the appearance of elixir tribulation. Yang Hanwu wasn't worried about this elixir tribulation at all. When the elixir tribulation descended, Yang Hongwu didn't dodge. Boom! The lightning tribulation fell on Yang Hongwu's body and was swallowed by Yang Hongwu. The difference between elixir tribulation and the heaven's punishment was too big. They couldn't be compared at all. Compared to the heaven's punishment, the elixir tribulation was simply heaven and earth. When it bombarded his body, it was like scratching an itch. Too weak. Yang Hongwu couldn't help but sigh. The lightning tribulation contained in this elixir tribulation was not enough to let him break through the shackles of his cultivation. This was what made Yang Hongwu extremely depressed. If the elixir tribulation was stronger, he might be able to directly break through the bottleneck and break through to the Saint Realm in one fell swoop. Not far away, Zifeng Huang watched this scene. We heard Yang Hongwu's words. The corner of his mouth couldn't help but twitch. This bastard was simply inhuman. Who could be like him? Who didn't take the heavens tribulation seriously at all and couldn't wait for the lightning tribulation to be stronger? After the last lightning tribulation fell and was swallowed by Yang Hongwu, the light of the elixir furnace became even more dazzling. In an instant, it rushed out of the elixir furnace and shot out. How could Yang Hongwu let these elixirs escape? He stretched out his right hand and burst out his spiritual power, forming a large net that instantly caught the elixirs. It's done. How many elixirs are there? Zifeng Huang hurriedly came over and asked. Yang Hongwu opened his hand, and 4 crystal-clear elixirs appeared in Yang Hongwu's palm. These 4 elixirs had mysterious elixir patterns on them, which were filled with the supreme power of law. Zifeng Huang couldn't help but hold his breath. After a while, he said, "What a mysterious power, what a powerful law. They are actually 100% perfect elixirs. No matter what, I want one of these elixirs." Before Yang Hongwu could answer, Zifeng Huang reached out and grabbed one of the elixirs. Yang Hongwu smiled bitterly. Zifeng Huang's behavior made Yang Hongwu feel helpless. Once the elixir was in Zifeng Huang's hands, it was simply impossible to get it back. Chapter 1297. At my wits' end when Yang Hongwu came out of the secret chamber, Gu Fan and the others were already waiting outside. Seeing Yang Hongwu come out, they came up to him and asked, "Brother Yang, how's the refining of the elixir?" "Fortunately, I didn't disappoint you," Yang Hongwu said. "That's great. That's great." Gu Fan was very excited when he heard that. It was great news that the elixir was refined. I'm going to try and see if I can tame this fog beast. However, before that, I need to set up a formation to prevent this beast from rushing out if I fail. Yang Hongwu said, If I fail, I can stop this beast for a short period of time. Okay. Gu Fan nodded. Junior brother Yang, do you need our help? Bai Yunjian asked. Yang Hongwu shook his head. Although Bai Yunjian was strong, he couldn't help him. Soon, Yang Hongwu came in front of the dense fog beast again. What made Yang Hongwu puzzled was that he couldn't find the mouth of the dense fog beast. If he couldn't send the beast-taming pill into the mouth of the dense fog beast, it would be a big problem. How are you going to feed the dense fog beast? Zifeng Wang asked. We don't even know where the mouth of the dense fog beast is. Yang Hongwu smiled and said, I have my ways. Although he couldn't find the mouth of the dense fog beast, Yang Hongwu had a way to make the beast eat itself. Yang Hongwu took out a pill with his mind. Yang Hongwu refined this pill a long time ago. At that time, Yang Hongwu was a great Saint Realm expert. The pill he refined was certainly not simple. This pill was called Beast Vitality Pill. It was very effective for exotic beasts. It was much more effective than beast spirit pills. Therefore, after Yang Hongwu took out the pill, the bewilderment fog beast began to wriggle. A part of the bewilderment fog beast caved in and wrapped around Yang Hongwu. Be careful. Everyone was shocked and hurriedly shouted. Yang Hongwu's figure flashed and dodged the attack. Then, he flicked 2 pills toward the dense fog beast with his right hand. The cloud of fog instantly turned into a big mouth. It stretched out its tongue and instantly sucked in the 2 pills. Seeing that the fog beast had swallowed the 2 pills, Yang Hongwu's mouth curled up into a smile. His hands continued to form seals, sending one seal after another into the fog beast. Yang Hongwu had added a trace of his true blood into the beast-taming elixir. Therefore, after the fog beast swallowed the beast-taming elixir, Yang Hongwu felt a trace of connection. When Yang Hongwu made the seals, the connection deepened. However, in the next moment, Yang Hongwu was dumbfounded. Yang Hongwu finally understood the situation after he successfully controlled the fog beast and made it his battle pet. What's wrong? Did you fail? Seeing Yang Hongwu in a daze in the formation, Gu Fan was very anxious. After all, if Yang Hongwu failed, the patriarch of the sect of the Ether would definitely die. Moreover, the fog beast could pose a great threat to the sect of the Ether. Of course, Gu Fan did not want to see that happen. Yang Hongwu stepped out of the formation. Junior brother Yang, how is it going? Bai Yunjian also came up to him. Yang Hongwu smiled bitterly and said, Actually, there isn't just one bewildering fog beast. There are many bewildering fog beasts in this fog. Well, hearing this, Bai Yunjian and the others were also dumbfounded. Junior brother Yang, are you sure you are not joking? I'm telling the truth. There are countless fog beasts here. There are millions of them. It looks like one giant beast, but in fact, it is made up of countless fog beasts. Yang Hongwu said, I just used a beast-taming elixir, but I only managed to control one fog beast. What should we do? Gu Fan was depressed. But the patriarch is fine for now, Yang Hongwu said. The problem now is how to drive the fog beast away. Hearing Yang Hongwu's words, Gu Fan was relieved. Since the patriarch was fine, it was a good thing. As for the fog beast, there would be a way. Junior brother Yang, since you have tamed one fog beast, can't you find out its weakness? Or can you lead the fog beast away? Bai Yunjian could not help but ask. It's difficult, Yang Hongwu shook his head. At least, I can't do it in a short time. Can't you find the beast king of the fog beasts and tame it? Zifeng Wang said, Didn't you tame the soul-devouring beast in the same way? Hearing Zifeng Wang's words, Yang Hongwu's eyes lit up. The fog beasts were very unique. It was not easy to find the beast king. In fact, the whole fog beast group only had one consciousness, and that was the beast king's consciousness. After he tamed the fog beast, the beast king had already sensed it. But for some reason, the beast king did not get angry. However, although there was no way to capture the beast king of the fog beasts, there was a way to drive the fog beasts away with the soul-devouring insects. Get out of the way. I'll try to drive the fog beasts away with the soul-devouring insects, Yang Hongwu said. He waved his hand, and thousands of soul-devouring insects appeared in front of him. Among the thousands of soul-devouring insects, there was a soul-devouring insect queen which was the one controlled by Yang Hongwu. Yang Hongwu communicated with the soul-devouring insect queen, and the soul-devouring insects rushed into the fog beasts. What happened next surprised everyone. The fog beasts in front of them started to spin at an extremely fast speed. It was as if it had turned into a huge drill. The soul-devouring insects that had just gotten close were instantly blown away. Yang Hongwu's eyes widened. The fog beasts were very smart. Although the soul-devouring insects were powerful and could directly devour souls, they were unable to get close to the fog beasts. As soon as they got close, they were blown away by the fog beasts' powerful strength. Let me try. I'll burn these beasts to death. Zifeng Wang stood out and raised his hands. A majestic flame turned into a godly fire phoenix and rushed towards the fog beasts. When the godly fire phoenix got close to the fog beasts, a beam of light appeared. This beam of light was like a protective shield, blocking the godly fire phoenix outside. No matter how the godly fire phoenix tried to attack, it was useless. It cannot get close at all. Damn it! Zifeng Wang withdrew his flame and said angrily, "These damn beasts are too infuriating." Everyone looked at the fog beasts in front of them and was at a loss. Yang Hongwu frowned slightly. Where did these fog beasts come from? Why did they appear here? This made Yang Hongwu very suspicious. Could it be that there was something here that attracted the fog beasts? Or these fog beasts did not come by themselves, but were driven by someone? Chapter 1298. Didi Breakthrough Pill. Could it be that this dense fog beast was created by your ancestor? Yang Hongwu suddenly asked. Impossible. Hearing Yang Hongwu's words, Gu Fan shook his head and said loudly, the confounding fog beast was so mysterious and powerful. If his ancestor had a confounding fog beast, the sect of the ether would not have fallen into such a situation. It was no longer a third-rate sect, but a second-rate or even a first-rate sect. Why not? I think it's possible, Bai Yunjian said. What do you have that could attract the mist beast? As far as I know, I'm afraid there isn't any treasure that can attract the bewilderment fog beasts. Once an ancient strange beast like the bewilderment fog beasts appears, there must be something attracting them. If that wasn't the case, these ancient strange beasts wouldn't appear in front of everyone. Hearing this, Gu Fan was a little doubtful. He was right. It was impossible for such an ancient demonic beast to come out casually. However, there was nothing in the sect of the ether that could attract such an ancient demonic beast. Unless that thing was in the hands of the Grand Ancestor, or the Grand Ancestor had a mysterious treasure that could attract the dense fog beasts. It was just that he did not know. No matter what, the biggest problem now is to rescue the Patriarch. Gu Fan said, even if the appearance of the fog beast is related to the Ancestor, he can't be contacted at all. Something must have happened to the Ancestor. AI. Yang Hongwu sighed. I have no other way. Brother Yang, this is the Dragon Yuan Stone. Take it. I know you must have a way. Gu Fan's tone carried a hint of pleading as he looked at Yang Hongwu. Sigh. Sect Leader Gu, it's not that I don't want to help you, but I really have no other way. To be honest, I really want to obtain this Dragon Yuan Stone, because if I can obtain this Dragon Yuan Stone, my cultivation will be able to take another step forward and break through the shackles of the honorable stage and enter the saint stage. Unfortunately, I really don't have a way to solve the problem of the dense fog beast. Yang Hongwu was telling the truth. This Dragon Yuan Stone was indeed very attractive to him. However, Yang Hongwu did not want to deceive Gu Fan. Although he could obtain the Dragon Yuan Stone to break through his cultivation, it would not be beneficial to his future cultivation if he really did so. Is there really no other way? Gu Fan asked. I really don't have a way. However, you don't have to be so pessimistic. Perhaps these dense fog beasts were originally created by your ancestor. Perhaps these dense fog beasts are actually your ancestor's battle pets? Yang Hongwu comforted him. I hope so. Brother Yang, since this Dragon Yuan Stone is helpful to you and can help you break through the bottleneck of the honorable stage, please accept it. This Dragon Yuan Stone is of no use to me. It's just a collection. It's really a waste. Gu Fan placed the Dragon Yuan Stone in Yang Hongwu's hand as he spoke. Yang Hongwu looked at Gu Fan. This Dragon Yuan stone was indeed of great help to him. If he really wanted to reject it, Yang Hongwu was really reluctant. After thinking for a while, he took out an elixir and handed it to Gu Fan. Sect Leader Gu, this is the remaining beast-taming elixir I just had. This elixir should be of some help to you. This is seeing the elixir that Yang Hongwu took out. By Yun Jian was shocked. Junior brother Yang, is this the beast-taming elixir you used before? Previously, when Yang Hongwu used the beast-taming elixir, By Yun Jian and the others couldn't see it clearly. At that moment, the beast-taming elixir was swallowed by the dense fog beast, so they didn't have time to observe it. But now, seeing the beast-taming elixir that Yang Hongwu took out, how could they not be shocked when they sensed the mysterious power and the mysterious power of law on the elixir? 10 elixir veins. This is a 100% effectiveness elixir. Oh my god, it's a perfect 100% effectiveness elixir. Bai Yunjin gasped. This elixir was too precious. With this elixir, Gu Fan could even directly comprehend the power of law and the great emperor's law. He could condense emperor veins and break through the shackles to become a true great emperor. Sec Lord Gu, how about giving this elixir to me? I can give you a breakthrough emperor elixir, Bai Yunjin said. The breakthrough emperor elixir was an elixir that could help warriors break through the shackles of the great emperor realm. With the breakthrough emperor elixir, as long as the person's cultivation reached the great saint realm, once he took the breakthrough emperor elixir, there was almost no suspense. He could break through the shackles and become a great emperor realm expert directly. Therefore, the breakthrough emperor elixir was very precious. These elixirs were absolutely precious to those who had no hope of breaking through to the great emperor realm, especially to those who had not yet broken through to the great emperor realm but were nearing the end of their lifespan. This elixir was absolutely equivalent to a life-saving straw. In order to obtain such an elixir, they would go crazy, even if they had to pay any price. Therefore, when Bai Yunjin took out this elixir, Gu Fan was tempted. He had been in the half-step great emperor realm for a long time. In the end, there was no way to break through the shackles of the great emperor realm. However, he was not without hope. After all, he was still young now. Moreover, he also had the hope to break through to the great emperor realm on his own. Although the breakthrough emperor elixir was powerful and could directly help him break through to the great emperor realm, this breakthrough emperor elixir also had certain side effects. That was, the strength of those who used the breakthrough emperor elixir to break through to the great emperor realm in the future would be much weaker than those who broke through to the great emperor realm on their own. This was only one of the disadvantages. The biggest disadvantage was that after using the breakthrough emperor elixir to break through to the great emperor realm, it was almost impossible to go further. Although he wanted the breakthrough emperor elixir very much, he was not a fool. Seeing Bai Yunjin so excited and taking out the breakthrough emperor elixir without any consideration, he hesitated. This was a 100% perfect elixir. Of course, he knew about 100% perfect elixir. In fact, it was not that there had never been 100% perfect elixir in history, but it was very rare. This kind of elixir was very difficult to refine. Even an emperor-grade alchemist, especially a top emperor-grade alchemist, would find it very difficult to refine a 100% perfect elixir. Moreover, the 100% perfect elixir refined was just some ordinary low-grade elixir. These elixirs, even if they were 100% perfect elixirs, did not contain any mysterious principles. However, this beast-taming elixir was different. This beast-taming elixir was equivalent to the level of an emperor-grade elixir. Even if it was not an emperor-grade elixir, it was not far from it. Chapter 1299. Ancient Temple of the Demon God Gu Fan had a comparison between the two pills. After hesitating for a while, Gu Fan shook his head and said, "I'm sorry, Brother Bai. I can't let you have this pill. Brother Gu Fan, this is just a beast-taming pill. Although it's a 100% effectiveness pill, it might not be able to help you break through the shackles and enter the great emperor realm. However, this Emperor Breakthrough pill can definitely help you break through the shackles of the great emperor realm and become a true great emperor realm expert." Bai Yunjin was unwilling to accept Gu Fan's rejection. Gu Fan still shook his head and said, Although the Emperor Breakthrough Pill is good, I believe that I can definitely break through the shackles and enter the great Emperor realm with my own efforts. Moreover, this beast-taming pill was refined by little brother Yang. Why do you need to beg me? Isn't it better to ask little brother Yang? Yang Hongwu said softly. Although refining the beast-taming pill is difficult, I believe that if you have enough medicinal herbs, you can refine a beast-taming pill of the same quality in the future. However, now is not the time. That's great, Junior Brother Yang. Don't worry. I will definitely prepare the medicinal herbs for refining the beast-taming pill. I hope Junior Brother Yang can refine one for me when the time comes. Bai Yunjian was overjoyed when he heard Yang Hongwu's words. Since Yang Hongwu said so, he must be confident. Although it was very difficult to refine this 100% effectiveness pill, Bai Yunjian believed in Yang Hongwu and believed what he said. Don't worry. If I can get the divine fire, refining such a beast-taming pill will be easy, Yang Hongwu said. Bai Yunjian and the others were shocked when they heard this. However, no one thought that this was an exaggeration. After all, Yang Hongwu had done too many miracles. Many things that others couldn't do were done by him. Therefore, what he said was very likely true. However, it was not an easy task to obtain the divine fire. Lord Gu, we've tried our best, but we still can't help you rescue the senior. We're very sorry for this, Yang Hongwu said. Little brother Yang, you don't have to be sorry. You tried your best. Perhaps this is God's will. Gu Fan sighed. If you want to use the transmission formation, come with me. Yang Hongwu nodded. There was no point for him to stay here. For Gu Fan, if the ancestor could not come out, as long as he broke through to the great Emperor realm, the sect of the Ether would have another great Emperor realm expert. At that time, with the help of White Cloud Sword, the strength of the sect of the Ether would reach a higher level. Moreover, two realm experts emperors, Ether there could Ether Emperor God, transcend their book Dragon, Emissa Ether Great Master transcend the U, and Beast by was Book Immortal Zen Ether Book Immortal was Book have two great emperors have two bestow, was two master. A warrior with a battle pet at the great Emperor realm would definitely be able to contend against several great Emperor realm warriors. When Yang Hongwu and the others turned around, the dense fog beasts suddenly changed. All the dense fog beasts rushed toward Yang Hongwu. Everyone's expression changed, and they stepped back. However, Yang Hongwu and the others were shrouded in the dense fog beasts in an instant. The moment the dense fog beasts surrounded Yang Hongwu and the others, Yang Hongwu felt a strong force trying to pull him in. Yang Hongwu squinted his eyes. He wasn't afraid. He wanted to see what was going on. Bai Iran and the others wanted to hold Yang Hongwu back. Yang Hongwu transmitted his voice to them. Iran, don't worry. I'll go and see what's going on. How dare someone attack me? He must be tired of living. Yang Hongwu guessed that this force was probably the Grand Patriarch of the sect of the Ether. This guy was probably because he had taken out another beast-taming elixir, a perfect beast-taming elixir. Be careful. Bai Iran was relieved after receiving Yang Hongwu's message. Since he said so, he must be confident. Yang Hongwu let go of his resistance and was instantly pulled into a stone chamber by the force. This stone chamber was where Gu Long cultivated. Gu Long was the Grand Patriarch of the Ether sect. He was at the peak of LV3 Great Emperor Realm. He had been in this realm for countless years. Moreover, his life was at its limit. He only had 10 years left to live. Therefore, he had paid a huge price to lure the dense fog beast here. The dense fog beast was an ancient beast. However, he had obtained an ancient scroll from the celestial beast sect. There was an ancient contract scroll in the ancient scroll. He had used this ancient contract scroll to summon the dense fog beast. However, he couldn't control the dense fog beast for too long. This was because the contract scroll was only effective for a month. After a month, the contract scroll would lose its effect. At that time, he wouldn't be able to control the dense fog beast. Originally, he had planned to use the dense fog beast to make a trip to the ancient temple of the demonic god to find an opportunity to break through. The ancient temple of the demonic god was the most mysterious place in this mainland. There were countless treasures in the ancient temple of the demonic god. However, it was also filled with danger. Compared to the flaming sacred mountain, The ancient temple of the demonic god was just as dangerous. However, the ancient temple of the demonic god was different from the flaming sacred mountain. There were countless treasures in the ancient temple of the demonic god. Rumor had it that the ancient demonic god's body was a strange flower. He had left behind seeds that had mysterious powers. They could allow people to be reborn and even regrow the flesh and bones of the dead. However, this was only a legend. However, one thing was certain. Countless experts had entered the ancient temple of the demonic god. Some of the lucky ones had walked out of the ancient temple of the demonic god alive. These people had obtained great benefits. Without exception, these people had broken through the shackles of their cultivation and broken through to a higher realm. Some of the luckier ones had been reborn in the ancient temple of the demonic god. Their physiques had changed, making them stronger and more suitable for cultivation. Therefore, many old antiques who had reached a bottleneck in their cultivation and were nearing the end of their lifespans would choose to enter the ancient temple of the demonic god to find an opportunity to break through. They would make a final gamble. If they failed, they would just die in the ancient temple of the demonic god. This was nothing. After all, they were nearing the end of their lifespans and wouldn't live for long. Instead of living a few more days, they might as well enter the ancient temple of the demonic god. Perhaps they could break through the shackles of their cultivation and enter a higher realm. Chapter 1300. Guiding Lightning Charm, however. What surprised him this time was that Gu Fan actually brought a guy who could refine beast-taming elixirs with 100% effectiveness. Since this guy could refine beast-taming elixirs with 100% effectiveness and contain the supreme power of law, it proved that this guy must have comprehended the mysterious power of law and was the reincarnation of a great master. Since he was the reincarnation of a powerful cultivator, if he could take over his body or devour and refine his soul, then his power would increase by leaps and bounds. Furthermore, he could obtain all of his memories. That was why he had ordered the fog beast to drag Yang Hongwu into this. Little fellow, you're actually not afraid? Gulong was surprised to see Yang Hongwu's calm demeanor. However, he was no longer surprised when he recalled that Yang Hongwu was the reincarnation of an expert. After all, Yang Hongwu was once a supreme expert. What had he not seen in the world? Therefore, it was normal for Yang Hongwu to not be afraid. Are you the Grandmaster of the sect of Ether? Yang Hongwu narrowed his eyes. His perception was extremely sharp. He had already noticed the trace of greed in the old man's eyes. This old man probably wanted to harm him. Otherwise, he wouldn't have dragged him here alone. That's right. I'm Gulong, the patriarch of the sect of Ether. What do you want by dragging me here? Yang Hongwu asked. You're a smart man. Gulong narrowed his eyes as he looked at Yang Hongwu and said, Moreover, you can refine pills with 100% effectiveness and not just any normal pills with 100% effectiveness. Therefore, if my guess is correct, you should be the reincarnation of a powerful alchemist. Moreover, you should be the reincarnation of a powerhouse from the realm of the gods. Yang Hongwu did not expect this guy to think this way. However, although his guess was not 100% correct, he guessed most of it right. Although he was not an expert of the deity domain, he had been there before. If this was related to the common people's Great Seal and the common people's deity domain, then what he said was correct. Moreover, he was indeed a powerful alchemist, and it was indeed similar to his reincarnation. So what if I am? So what if I'm not? Yang Hongwu said. Gulong chuckled and said, I don't care if you're the reincarnation of an expert from the god domain. I just want you to comprehend the energy of the laws. You're so young, and you're only at the exalt realm, yet you've comprehended the energy of the laws. So, you definitely possess a huge secret, and I need to obtain that secret. If you're sensible, then hand over what I want. At that time, I might be merciful and spare your life. Old, I know you're up to no good. Yang Hong laughed coldly and said in a cold voice, However, do you really think that you could defeat me? Brat, I don't care who you are or how powerful and honorable your previous self was. But now, you're just a warrior in the venerable realm. You're not even a saint. I'm a great Emperor realm expert. It's easy for me to kill you. So, don't make a mistake. If you give me what I want, perhaps you'll have a chance to return to your peak. But if you don't give it to me, then don't blame me for being rude." After saying that, Gulong's eyes emitted a cold light, and a majestic aura burst out. The fog beasts also changed, and their aura became ferocious, like ferocious giant beasts. They no longer concealed their ferocious aura and burst out, directly locking onto Yang Hongwu. Hearing this, Yang Hongwu did not say anything more. A large number of talismans appeared in his hand. These talismans were torn apart instantly, exploding with a shocking power. Like a mountain torrent, they were densely packed and bombarded towards Gulong. Although these talismans were not emperor-grade talismans, their power was not to be underestimated. After all, there were so many of them, and they burst out in such a small area. It was terrifying. "Little bastard, how dare you? You're courting death." Gulong saw that Yang Hongwu did not reply, and directly attacked, which made him furious. Seeing that Yang Hongwu threw out so many talismans, he was shocked. He quickly controlled the fog beasts to block the attack of the talismans. Rumble. Although the fog beasts were strong, they were still inside, and it was too late. The attack of the talismans instantly tore apart the defense of the fog beasts. Yang Hongwu chuckled and threw out a formation plate, instantly setting it up, and then activated a talisman. This talisman was not an ordinary talisman. It was a guiding lightning talisman. There were many guiding lightning talismans among the talismans that Yang Hongwu had refined, and this guiding lightning talisman was the highest grade talisman among all the talismans that Yang Hongwu had refined, and it was also the most powerful talisman. Yang Hongwu had added a trace of the Great Way Lightning Tribulation Law into this talisman. After all, Yang Hongwu had withstood the Great Way Lightning Tribulation, and although he had to recultivate, his understanding of the Great Way Lightning Tribulation Law was preserved. Although he could not completely replicate the Great Way Lightning Tribulation Law, he had integrated some of the law of Great Way Lightning Tribulation Law into the talisman, which made the power of the guiding lightning talisman extremely terrifying. Although the defense of the fog beasts was torn apart, the power of the talisman was also exhausted. However, when Gulong saw Yang Hongwu take out another talisman, he had a bad premonition, and this premonition was very strong, as if his life was in danger. "Little bastard, what are you doing? Stop right now, or I won't be polite anymore." Gulong was frightened and shouted loudly. Gulong had experienced countless life and death situations in the past. Therefore, he would take action whenever a terrifying danger appeared. It was precisely because of his premonition of danger that he was able to escape from the brink of death countless times. However, this time, he was extremely depressed. He originally thought that this kid was only at the Venerable Realm. With his strength at the Emperor Realm and the protection of the Misty Beast, he wouldn't be in any danger at all, even if his opponent was the reincarnation of a God Realm expert. "I'll give you a big gift," Yang Hongwu said in a disdainful tone. "Don't you want the law that I've comprehended? I'll give it to you now. I've comprehended the law of lightning, and it's the supreme law of Great Way Lightning Tribulation. If you want it, I'll give it to you." Stop right there. When Gulong heard this, his body trembled. The law of lightning and the law of Great Way Lightning Tribulation Law at that. This was simply too terrifying. Who exactly was this person? He was actually able to comprehend the law of Great Way Lightning Tribulation Law. He wasn't human. Chapter 1301. Lunatic, haha, it's too late. I can't stop now. Yang Hongwu activated the Guiding Thunder Talisman in the midst of his laughter. The Guiding Thunder Talisman turned into a ray of purple light and rushed into the sky. A terrifying aura burst out from the sky. A hole was torn in the sky. A terrifying aura burst out from the hole. Everything in the world trembled under the terrifying aura. In the sect of the ether, all the martialists felt the terrifying aura and saw the terrifying crack in the sky. The terrifying aura was coming from that crack. What's going on? How can there be such a terrifying aura? Could it be the invasion of the ancient demon tribe? Bai Yunjin's face fell. He knew clearly that even a great Emperor Realm expert would not be able to withstand such terrifying power. He felt that he was like an ant in front of such a powerful aura. He would not be able to withstand a single blow. Retreat. There was only one thought in everyone's mind. They could not withstand such a terrifying power. If they stayed, they would die. Seeing this, Gu Fan was frightened, depressed, aggrieved, and shocked. All kinds of emotions burst out from his heart. This was the sect of the ether. This was his home. This was his sect. How could they encounter such a terrifying situation? Although he was not a great Emperor Realm expert, he knew clearly that he would not be able to withstand such a terrifying power. Even a mountain protection array of the sect of the ether would not be able to withstand such a terrifying power. However, there was nothing he could do. He had no way to solve such a situation. That horrible power was beyond his control. Since he could not resist it, he could only choose to evacuate from here. As long as the people were still here, the sect of the ether would still exist. Let's go. Tell all the disciples to leave the sect of the ether. Gu Fan held back his tears and shouted to the disciples of the sect of the ether. No, Yang Hongwu is still inside, Zifeng Wang said. Let's go. Let's leave this place first. The aura is too terrifying. It's not something we can withstand, unless it's an expert of Tai Real God Realm. Otherwise, even an invincible Emperor Realm expert might not be able to withstand the terrifying power, Bai Yunjian quickly said. Everyone was extremely worried. How could they care about anything else? Even Hua Yuanwu and the others chose to leave. However, they had all sworn a blood oath to the heavens that they would not betray Yang Hongwu. However, under such circumstances, it was impossible for them to stay behind and accompany Yang Hongwu in death. Madam, let's leave this place quickly. Young master is blessed. He will definitely be fine, Ling Song said. I'll stay, Bai Iran said. Sister-in-law, you can't do that. If you stay, you'll die here. Hearing Bai Iran's words, Bai Yunjian was shocked. He quickly said, even junior brother Yang doesn't want to see you stay. After all, it's too dangerous. Bai Iran shook her head and said, I believe in my husband. Bai Iran knew very well that this power was very familiar. It was the power of thunder tribulation of the Great Path. How could the power of thunder tribulation of the Great Path appear so casually? Of course, he also suspected that the Great Path had discovered Yang Hongwu and wanted to completely destroy Yang Hongwu. However, when he contacted Yang Hongwu, he received a message from Yang Hongwu saying that the thunder tribulation was caused by Yang Hongwu himself. He told her not to worry. Hearing Bai Iran's words, Zifeng Wang also said, I'll stay too. Sister Phoenix, you don't have to take the risk, Bai Iran said. Sister Iran, I'll stay with you. If we die, let's die together, Zifeng Wang said firmly. Crazy. They're all crazy. Gu Fan and Bai Yunjian looked at each other and said, You guys go, Bai Iran said. I want to stay here. I believe in my husband. Bai Yunjian didn't want anything to happen to Yang Hongwu. After all, he was a peerless genius. If he grew up, he would be of great help to the Sky Sword sect. However, in the current situation, Yang Hongwu was definitely going to die. However, no matter how much Bai Yunjian admired Yang Hongwu, he wouldn't put himself in danger for Yang Hongwu. Bai Yunjian sighed and said, Take care. After saying that, Bai Yunjian, Gu Fan, and the others turned into shadows and rushed down the mountain to escape from the sect of the ether. Sister Iran, do you regret it? Zifeng Wang asked Bai Iran after they left. Bai Iran smiled and said, No, I don't. Besides, I believe in him. He'll be fine. We'll be fine too. I hope so. Zifeng Wang wasn't as confident as Bai Iran. What about you? Sister Phoenix, why did you stay? Do you regret it? Bai Iran asked. Zifeng Wang shook her head and said, No, I don't regret it. I don't regret staying. However, I regret that I didn't express my feelings to him earlier. I hope you don't mind. We're going to die anyway. Zifeng Wang said to Bai Iran apologetically. Bai Iran smiled and said, You don't have to apologize to me. Besides, it's my husband's blessing that you like him. However, you have to believe in him. We'll be fine. Zifeng Wang didn't know why Bai Iran was so confident and her eyes were so determined. However, after hearing Bai Iran's words, she calmed down a lot. Just like Bai Iran, she looked at the huge cloud of fog in front of them. At this moment, the cloud of fog started to wriggle at an astonishing speed. In the next moment, the cloud of fog started to roll down the mountain. The dense fog beast is leaving? Zifeng Wang and Bai Yiran looked at each other. The dense fog beast couldn't withstand the terrifying pressure and was about to leave. Gulong, who was surrounded by the dense fog beasts, was terrified. The terrifying thunder tribulation of the Great Path had been triggered. He was scared to death. You bastard. You're crazy. Even if you don't want to live, don't drag me down with you. Gulong shouted. He didn't expect this bastard to be so crazy. He wanted to drag him down with him, even if he had to die. If he knew that he had such a terrifying thing that could trigger the thunder tribulation of the Great Path, he wouldn't have schemed against Yang Hongwu. You're crazy. Gulong controlled the dense fog beast to wrap him up. You want to leave this place? You want to leave? Yang Hongwu sneered. He waved his hand and activated the formation. In an instant, a huge light shield covered the entire sect of the ether. Chapter 1302. Saint Realm. Once the lightning tribulation was locked on, there was no hope left. Therefore, Gulong was furious when he found out that Yang Hongwu had set up a formation to trap him. Little bastard, open the formation now, or I'll kill you right now. Gulong roared at Yang Hongwu. Impossible. Yang Hongwu shook his head. Since you want to scheme against me, you have to pay the price. Little brother, I was wrong. I was blinded by greed. Can you let me go this time? As long as little brother releases the formation, I will give you this dense fog beast. What do you think? Gulong hated Yang Hongwu to the core, but he didn't want to die. Seeing that Yang Hongwu wasn't willing to let him go, he begged bitterly. Although the bewilderment fog beast is powerful, I don't care about it. Yang Hongwu smiled. Old man, do you think I'm like you who hasn't seen the world? You're underestimating me if you think you can get rid of me with a mere bewilderment fog beast. You said that I'm the reincarnation of a supreme alchemist. Why would I care about a mere bewilderment fog beast? After saying that, Yang Hongwu didn't give Gulong a chance. With a thought, he opened the formation and trapped Gulong. I'll kill you. Gulong was furious. If I die, you'll die with me. He knew that Yang Hongwu wouldn't let him go. Since he was going to die, he wouldn't let Yang Hongwu have it easy. He wanted to drag Yang Hongwu down with him. A long sword appeared in Gulong's hand. The long sword emitted a terrifying power. The bewilderment fog beast also went crazy. Gulong's attack was very powerful. He was worthy of being an Emperor Realm expert. With his full strength and the bewilderment fog beast attack, Yang Hongwu couldn't help but admit that this guy was much stronger than Bai Yunjian. However, Yang Hongwu wasn't worried at all inside the formation. At this moment, the lightning tribulation had already been attracted. The terrifying power of the lightning tribulation struck down. Crack! The huge lightning bolt bombarded the array formation. After blocking Gulong's attack, Yang Hongwu instantly removed the array formation. If this terrifying lightning attack landed on the formation, it would instantly collapse. Yang Hongwu did not want the formation to collapse under the bombardment of the lightning and cause him to suffer a backlash. After all, he was the one who had set up the formation. Yang Hongwu was enveloped by lightning, and so was Gulong. Good timing. Yang Hongwu narrowed his eyes. The power of the Great Path Thunder Tribulation was much weaker than the power of the Great Path Thunder Tribulation that he had encountered during his tribulation. Even so, it was still much stronger than an ordinary divine punishment. After all, the gap between the Great Tao and the Heavenly Tao was too great. The power of the Great Path Thunder Tribulation was immensely beneficial to Yang Hongwu. The power of the Lightning Tribulation merged into his body and raged wildly. Yang Hongwu circulated his cultivation technique, and his speed became faster and faster. The meridians that had been destroyed by the terrifying power of the lightning tribulation were rapidly repaired as Yang Hongwu circulated his cultivation technique. Yang Hongwu's aura was also constantly rising. However, Yang Hongwu was still careless. The power of the Great Path Thunder Tribulation was beyond his imagination. When a second lightning tribulation struck, Yang Hongwu felt that his physical body was faintly showing signs of not being able to withstand it. This was not a good sign. However, fortunately, Yang Hongwu still had a treasure in his hands. The Dragon Essence Stone. Yang Hongwu swallowed the Dragon Essence Stone into his stomach. The Dragon Essence Stone instantly turned into surging dragon power and entered Yang Hongwu's meridians. It began to rapidly repair his physical body. Boom! A muffled sound came from Yang Hongwu's body. His cultivation had broken through and broke through the shackles. He had broken through from the peak of the Venerable Realm to the Saint Realm. After entering the Saint Realm, Yang Hongwu's strength had undergone a huge change compared to before. His combat strength was several times stronger than before. His physical body had become stronger. The immortal dragon body had naturally become stronger with the support of the dragon power. At this time, Gulong was also extremely bitter. He had long hated Yang Hongwu to the core. Although he was still alive, he was different from Yang Hongwu. He did not dare to resist the heavenly lightning by himself. Instead, he relied on the power of the dense fog beast to resist the power of the heavenly lightning. After the two heavenly lightning strikes, the dense fog beast had already consumed too much of its energy. When he saw that Yang Hongwu had swallowed the Dragon Essence Stone, he was so angry that his eyes almost emitted smoke. That was actually a Dragon Essence Stone. Of course, he knew this Dragon Essence Stone. Moreover, he had obtained this Dragon Essence Stone from an ancient ruin. After Yang Hongwu had swallowed the Dragon Essence Stone, his cultivation had broken through. This made him so angry that he almost vomited blood. He cursed Gu Fan in his heart. This damned little bastard actually gave the thing that he had left for Gu Fan to an outsider. Old thing, your dense fog beast seems to be unable to hold on any longer. Yang Hongwu narrowed his eyes and looked at Gulong. If this old thing did not scheme against him, he would not have ended up like this. Little bastard, don't be complacent. I can't resist the heavenly lightning. Can you resist it? Gulong wasn't at the end of his rope yet. He hoped that the bewilderment fog beast could help him withstand the terrifying power of the lightning tribulation. Although the power of the lightning tribulation was terrifying and powerful, there was still a trace of life left in it. As long as he could grab hold of this trace of life and survive the lightning tribulation, he might even be able to break through the shackles and reach a higher level. Once he broke through, his lifespan would be greatly increased. This was also an opportunity. Therefore, he did not continue to attack Yang Hongwu and did not consume the dense fog beast's energy. Otherwise, he could completely let go of his defense and attack Yang Hongwu. Of course I can resist it. Didn't you notice? Yang Hongwu laughed and said, I have already said that I have comprehended the law of lightning. TSK, TSK. Heavenly lightning is just a supplement for me. What is the heavenly tribulation? I have also withstood the heavenly punishment. However, this is the great Tao lightning tribulation. However, it is a weakened version of the great Tao lightning tribulation. If it was the real great Tao lightning tribulation, this world would have been razed to the ground and turned into nothingness. However, even the weakened version of the great Tao lightning tribulation is still very terrifying. You cannot resist it. Humph. Although Gulong had felt the supreme pressure and the terrible destructive power at the beginning, he still did not believe that this was the thunder tribulation of the Great Path. Of course, the power of this thunder tribulation was not much weaker than the heavenly punishment. He knew about the heavenly punishment, and the eye of heavenly punishment would definitely appear. Without the eye of heavenly punishment, it was not the heavenly punishment. The third lightning tribulation descended. This lightning tribulation was several times stronger than the previous ones. Chapter 1303. The heart of the Phoenix Gulong was a great emperor, and his senses were extremely sharp. Naturally, he could tell that the third tribulation lightning was extremely terrifying. This lightning tribulation was much, much stronger than the previous two lightning tribulations. He had no confidence in his heart. He could withstand this lightning tribulation, but if he could withstand this lightning tribulation, then what about the next one? What about the next one? Could he withstand it? Boom! With a loud explosion, the third tribulation lightning finally struck. Yang Hongwu devoured the energy of the third tribulation lightning in a frenzy. As the energy of the tribulation lightning was devoured, Yang Hongwu's cultivation base continued to rise. Second Heaven's Saint Realm. Yang Hongwu was pleasantly surprised. He hadn't expected himself to break through to the Second Heaven's Saint Realm in such a short period of time. The energy of the Great Path Tribulation Lightning was much stronger than the energy of the Heavenly Punishment. Although Yang Hongwu knew that the Dragon Yuan Stone played a part in this, he had to admit that the energy of the Great Path Tribulation Lightning was more beneficial to his cultivation than the energy of the Heavenly Punishment. However, Yang Hongwu frowned slightly when he looked at Gulong. In order to break through to the Heavenly Punishment, he had devoured a portion of Gulong's energy of the Tribulation Lightning and helped Gulong out. If not for that, Gulong's bewilderment fog beast would have been completely depleted. "Lad, you're Yang Hongwu, right?" Gulong quickly put on a fawning expression when he saw Yang Hongwu looking at him. He had just discovered that if Yang Hongwu had not devoured the power of the Thunder Tribulation, he would have been able to survive, but his dense fog beast would have been completely consumed. Therefore, the only way for him to survive now was to ask Yang Hongwu to save him and help him resist the power of the Tribulation Lightning. Otherwise, he could obtain the secret technique to devour the power of the Tribulation Lightning. However, the second possibility was not very likely. Right now, self-preservation was a problem for him. If he forced Yang Hongwu to steal his secret technique, the possibility was too small. Moreover, even if he could obtain the secret technique, it would be impossible for him to successfully cultivate it in a short period of time and reach the level where he could devour the power of the Thunder Calamity. Therefore, the only possibility for him to survive was to obtain Yang Hongwu's help. "Old thing, you got lucky just now. However, you won't be so lucky next time. I'm leaving. Take your time." Yang Hongwu smiled and disappeared in a flash. "Yang Hongwu, come out. If you help me withstand the power of this lightning tribulation, I can give you a huge surprise." Gulong shouted. However, it was all too late. Yang Hongwu completely ignored him. Damn it. If I survive, I will make you suffer a fate worse than death." Seeing that Yang Hongwu had really disappeared, Gulong was furious. However, at this moment, the Tribulation Lightning had already descended. He no longer had the energy to think about other things. "Yang Hongwu, you're fine. That's great." When Yang Hongwu appeared beside Bai Yiran and Zifeng Wang, Zifeng Wang was extremely excited. He immediately threw himself into Yang Hongwu's arms. Yang Hongwu was clearly stunned. He didn't expect Zifeng Wang to be so excited and so proactive. It made him feel very uncomfortable. Zifeng Wang, let go of me first," Yang Hongwu said. At this moment, Zifeng Wang's face turned red. She instantly pushed Yang Hongwu away and hid behind Bai Yiran. She thought to herself, "This is so embarrassing. Why did I take the initiative to throw myself into his arms? It's too embarrassing. It's really too embarrassing. Will he look down on me?" For a moment, Zifeng Wang's emotions were very complicated. She was shy and worried at the same time. Bai Yiran smiled. Of course, she knew what Zifeng Wang was thinking. "Husband, little sister Phoenix is also worried about you," Bai Yiran said to Yang Hongwu. "This time little sister Phoenix risked her life to stay because of you. Don't let her down." When Yang Hongwu heard this, he knew what was going on. He wasn't a fool. In fact, he had already sensed Zifeng Wang's feelings for him. After all, he was considered a veteran in the field of love. If he didn't even have this ability to discern, then he would really be an idiot. Yang Hongwu had to admit that although Zifeng Wang was always at odds with him sometimes, in fact, she still cared about him very much. If that wasn't the case, Zifeng Wang wouldn't have bothered with him at all. However, Yang Hongwu didn't want to think about other things. He didn't want to add another woman. He already had enough women. Moreover, apart from Bai Yiran, Yuji and the others' whereabouts were still unknown. Therefore, he didn't have the mood to think about other women. However, now that Bai Yiran had said so and explained the matter on behalf of Zifeng Wang, Yang Hongwu felt helpless. Did he agree? Did he not agree? Neither was good. Yang Hongwu looked at Bai Yiran reproachfully in his heart. This little girl was looking for trouble at this time. "Yang Hongwu, what do you mean by this? Am I not good enough for you?" Zifeng Wang was furious when she saw Yang Hongwu standing there in a daze. She had the Phoenix bloodline and the Phoenix divine fire, so she had a fiery personality. When she saw that Yang Hongwu didn't speak for a long time, she couldn't care less about being shy and shouted at Yang Hongwu loudly. You're pissing me off. I hate you. Zifeng Huang's eyes were misty and tears fell down her cheeks. I was blind. I thought too much. After saying that, Zifeng Huang turned around and ran away quickly. Yang Hongwu was dumbfounded. Bai Yiran saw her husband like this and sighed. Husband, why aren't you chasing after her? Don't make Sister Phoenix sad. I know that you also have feelings for her. Yang Hongwu sighed and chased after her. In a flash, he disappeared on the spot. Yang Hongwu was very fast. He caught up with Zifeng Wang in an instant and blocked her way. Phoenix, it's my fault. Don't be angry. Be good. You bastard. Get out of my way. Zifeng Wang was delighted when she saw Yang Hongwu catch up with her. However, she pretended to be angry and shouted. Yang Hongwu smiled bitterly. Phoenix, actually, I have you in my heart too. However, I have too many women. I'm not just one. Moreover, I don't even know where they are now. I don't know if they're alive or dead. It's all my fault for not protecting them well. Moreover, my future path will be full of danger. I don't want you to be like them in the future and be in danger because of me. Am I someone who's afraid of death? Zifeng Wang said angrily. You're a coward. Chapter 1304. Compound Matrix. The two had only taken a few steps when Yang Hongwu felt a monstrous aura. This aura belonged to Gulong. At this time, Gulong's strength had increased and become even more terrifying. Yang Hongwu's face changed greatly. Bai Yiran was still there. Phoenix, something happened. I have to go first. Yang Hongwu said to Zifeng Wang and disappeared in a flash. Zifeng Wang also knew the seriousness of the matter. After seeing Yang Hongwu disappear, she also rushed to the top of the mountain as fast as she could. In a few breaths, Yang Hongwu appeared in front of Bai Yiran. Seeing that Bai Yiran was safe, he was relieved. Bai Yiran saw Yang Hongwu appear, but did not see Zifeng Wang. She could not help but ask, Husband, you're back. Where's Sister Phoenix? She's behind. I was worried that you would be in danger, so I came first. Yang Hongwu said, Yiran, step back first. I'll deal with this guy. Yang Hongwu was shocked. He did not expect Gulong to be able to withstand the attack of the Great Path Thunder Tribulation. It was too shocking. One had to know that this was the power of the Great Path Thunder Tribulation. Although it was not the real Great Path Thunder Tribulation, it was still very terrifying. It was hundreds or thousands of times stronger than the heavenly punishment. Little B asterisk starred, you didn't expect this, did you? I withstood the Thunder Tribulation, and my cultivation has also broken through. Today is the day you die. Gulong looked at Yang Hongwu, and a terrifying cold light burst out from his eyes. If he had not been lucky, he would have died here under the Great Path Thunder Tribulation. However, this time, it was a blessing in disguise. His cultivation had broken through, and his physical body had been reborn. His current body was many times stronger than before, and he could resist the heavenly tribulation. Although his physical body could not directly devour the power of the heavenly tribulation like Yang Hongwu, the current him did not need to fear the heavenly tribulation anymore. Speaking of which, it was all thanks to Yang Hongwu that he was able to break through his shackles and break through his original realm. If it wasn't for Yang Hongwu drawing out the heavenly lightning, he wouldn't have been able to break through, let alone obtain such a great opportunity. What arrogance! Yang Hongwu narrowed his eyes. He was indeed surprised that Gulong managed to block the heavenly lightning. However, even if Gulong managed to block the heavenly lightning and increase his strength, he was still only an Emperor Realm expert. He wasn't even an invincible Emperor Realm expert. Now, Yang Hongwu's cultivation had broken through to the Saint Realm. Although there was still a long way to go before reaching the Great Saint Realm, he was still confident in dealing with an ordinary Emperor Realm expert like Gulong. Yang Hongwu waved his hand, and a formation shot up into the sky. Light enveloped the entire area. Formation? Umph. You want to trap me with a mere formation? Stop me? What a joke. Gulong laughed heartily. He didn't put Yang Hongwu's array in his eyes at all. He had withstood the frightening power of the heavenly lightning. So why would he care about a mere array? Haha, what arrogance. Then, I'll let you see the power of my formation. Yang Hongwu smiled. This was not a heavenly lightning formation, nor was it an ordinary formation. It was a formation evolved by Yang Hongwu using the heavenly one-sword formation, the myriad sword god-slaughtering formation. This was an array formation that Yang Hongwu had named himself. This array formation was a fusion array formation. Yang Hongwu had added in some special array formations, such as an illusory array formation. Of course, the most terrifying aspect of this array formation was that it could seal a cultivator's cultivation, making it impossible for them to display their full cultivation. If a weaker cultivator was in this formation, they would not be able to sense a trace of their cultivation. As for stronger cultivators, although they could mobilize their own spiritual power, they would not be able to mobilize all of it. A part of it would be sealed. In addition, they would not be able to absorb any spiritual energy in the formation to recover their spiritual power. Formation rise. Yang Hongwu shouted softly. Seals were inserted into the formation, and the formation was completely activated. Within the array formation, a majestic power burst forth. The mysterious laws condensed into runes that were constantly transforming. Yang Hongwu shouted, "Tis TSK, old man, if you can break my formation, I'll give you what you want." That's what you said. Gulong was overjoyed. If Yang Hongwu was unwilling, he might not be able to get what he wanted. It would be best if Yang Hongwu took the initiative to hand over those secret techniques. As for this mere formation, he really didn't take it seriously. Yang Hongwu was only at the Saint Realm. How could a Saint Realm expert possibly set up such a formidable formation? Moreover, he had never seen this formation before. He knew all the famous formations in the world, but this formation had nothing to do with those formations. The only similarity was the Sky Sword Sect's Sky Sword formation. However, it was also completely different. It only had a slight resemblance. If this formation was set up by the old man from the Sky Sword Sect, he would still be wary. However, this lad was too weak. He did not think that this lad's formation could be compared to the old man's. Moreover, he was not afraid, even if it was a formation set up by the old man. After all, he had made a breakthrough in his cultivation, and his physical body had undergone a huge transformation. His combat strength and defense were several times stronger than before. It could be said that although his current strength was not comparable to an invincible great emperor, it was not far off. Even if he encountered an invincible great emperor, he could still fight. Even if he could not win, it would be easy for him to escape. Just as Gulong was about to break the formation with confidence, his expression changed drastically. My cultivation? How is this possible? Part of my cultivation has been sealed. Gulong finally realized the uniqueness of this formation. He did not expect this formation to be able to seal his cultivation. If that was the case, it would be troublesome. A formation that could seal one's cultivation was simply unheard of. Moreover, in this formation, he found that his divine sense was also restricted. What was worse was that he found that his dermic power was constantly being devoured, and he had no way to replenish it. In other words, if he couldn't find a way to break the formation, his dermic powers would be completely exhausted. If he waited until his dermic powers were completely exhausted, then he would have no cultivation left. Even an ordinary person could easily kill him. At this moment, he was incomparably terrified. Chapter 1305. Killing the enemy with a formation in the beginning. Gulong didn't pay much attention to Yang Hongwu's formation because he knew that Yang Hongwu was an alchemist, a powerful alchemist. However, a person's energy was limited and everyone knew this. No one could reach the peak of two professions at the same time. It wasn't that such people didn't exist, but they were very rare. Therefore, he didn't think that Yang Hongwu's ability in formation Dao was higher than his alchemy skills. However, everything was beyond his expectations. Old man, enjoy to your heart's content. This is my newly developed formation Dao. TSK. This formation Dao has incorporated the essence of many other formations. The main attack is the sword formation. If your strength is too weak, I'm afraid that thousands of swords will pierce through your heart. Yang Hongwu laughed. The power of the formation Dao exploded. Yang Hongwu waved his hand, and countless sharp swords shot towards Gulong at an astonishing speed. The swords were densely packed and full of power. Gulong's expression changed when he saw this. Now that his cultivation was sealed, he couldn't even use half of his strength. As for his spiritual energy, he couldn't recover it at all. Fortunately, he still had some elixirs with him. However, he didn't have many elixirs with him. If this continued, he was afraid that he would be in big trouble. Moreover, Yang Hongwu wouldn't give him too much time. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Gulong's sword frantically blocked the sharp swords that were attacking him from all directions. His strength was considered to be quite good. In the end, he managed to block the attacks of the sword formation. However, even though he managed to block this wave of attacks, his energy consumption was huge. Not bad, old man. Your strength is not bad. However, my formation Dao is far more than this. This formation Dao uses the spiritual vein of the entire sect of the ether as the energy source of the formation Dao. Therefore, the energy of the formation Dao will never be depleted. Moreover, this formation Dao can continuously absorb the surrounding spiritual qi to strengthen itself. You can slowly experience it. Yang Hongwu laughed. Continue to work hard. I hope you can persevere. Gulong was so angry that his entire body trembled. He thought that after resisting the heavenly lightning and breaking through his cultivation, it would be easy for him to deal with Yang Hongwu. However, things were out of his expectation. Yang Hongwu was not only a powerful alchemist, he was also a terrifying array master. The array that he arranged was something that no one in the mortal continent could break. Even an invincible great emperor might not be able to break this array. It was too terrifying. Yang Hongwu, what exactly do you want? Since he was no match for Yang Hongwu and had no way of breaking the formation, Gulong had no choice but to admit defeat. He knew in his heart that this formation was too terrifying. He had no confidence in breaking it. Moreover, when Yang Hongwu was setting up this formation, he didn't even see how Yang Hongwu did it. If he could set up one formation, how could he not be able to set up a second one? Even if he managed to break this array formation, what about the second one? If he broke the second one, what about the third one? He had just resisted the first wave of attack from his formation and had already consumed a lot of energy. If there was another one, how could he withstand it? I don't want to do anything. I just want to kill you. Yang Hongwu said coldly. I will never let those who dare to attack me or scheme against me go. I am a person who will repay kindness and take revenge. If people respect me, I will respect them tenfold. However, if someone dares to attack me, then I will exterminate their entire clan. So, since you chose to attack me, you must die. Yang Hongwu's eyes shot out a terrifying cold light. His murderous aura had almost condensed into a physical form. You go to hell. Yang Hongwu didn't want to be long-winded. He cast out a spell, and the formation was unleashed to the extreme. The sword formation launched an attack. This time, the sword formation was even more terrifying. Countless sword qi shot out like rain. It was so dense that it was impossible to dodge. Gulong didn't have time to say anything. He clenched his teeth and unleashed his full strength. If he didn't use his full strength, he wouldn't be able to withstand the attack of the sword formation. He waved the sword in his hand crazily. Yang Hongwu had to admit that Gulong's current strength was much stronger than before. If he didn't offend him, then he would have a place in the common people's continent. However, he didn't know what's good for him and wanted to scheme against him. Moreover, he wanted to attack him again and again. Yang Hongwu would never let such a person go. After a few attacks, Gulong was already riddled with scars. He had consumed a lot of energy. At this moment, Gulong no longer had the high-spirited appearance that he had after breaking through. He was now like a beggar, battered and exhausted. Yang Hongwu, stop. Stop. What do you want? Just say it. I'll agree to it as long as you remove the formation. Gulong couldn't withstand it anymore. The attack of the formation was too powerful. Even if he had a lot of recovery pills, they couldn't keep up with the speed of his consumption. Moreover, the attack of the sword formation was getting more and more terrifying. The speed of his magic power being devoured by the formation was also getting more and more shocking. If this continued, he wouldn't be able to hold on for an hour. Remove the formation? Yang Hongwu coldly smiled. I've said it before. The moment you chose to attack me, you're destined to die. After Yang Hongwu finished speaking, he didn't give Gu Long a chance to speak. With a thought, he activated the formation once again. This time, Yang Hongwu activated the illusion formation and the sword formation at the same time. After a dozen breaths, Gu Long let out a miserable shriek and cursed unwillingly. After a few breaths, Gu Long's aura had disappeared. Only then did Yang Hongwu remove the formation. At this time, Zifeng Wang and Bai Yiran rushed over. Zifeng Wang was very worried about Yang Hongwu. She originally wanted to help Yang Hongwu, but she was stopped by Bai Yiran. Yang Hongwu, what's going on? Who's that guy? Is he the Grand Elder of the sect of Ether? Zifeng Wang asked. Yang Hongwu nodded. That's right. That guy is the Grand Elder of the sect of Ether, Gulong. This old thing is not a good person. He wanted to kill me. I didn't want to be killed, so I had to kill him. Well done, Zifeng Wang said. Now that Yang Hongwu had accepted her, Zifeng Wang naturally supported Yang Hongwu wholeheartedly. Of course, even if she and Yang Hongwu hadn't confirmed their relationship, she still supported Yang Hongwu. However, we can't let Gu Fan know about this, Zifeng Wang said. Yang Hongwu nodded. Of course. Chapter 1306. The Secret of the Scroll. Yang Hongwu nodded. The three of them entered the original formation and found Gulong's body. What's that? The purple phoenix saw something. It was an ancient scroll. This ancient scroll was filled with a mysterious aura and contained a mysterious power. Yang Hongwu narrowed his eyes. This thing was indeed strange. If he guessed correctly, this ancient scroll was probably what Gu Long relied on to resist the power of the heavenly lightning. Yang Hongwu picked up the scroll and held it in his hand. The power of the scroll surprised Yang Hongwu. This power was very mysterious and very powerful. A scroll that could resist the power of the Great Path Lightning Tribulation was definitely not an ordinary item. What is this? Zifeng Wang looked at Yang Hongwu and asked. A scroll, an ancient scroll. Yang Hongwu said, as for what kind of scroll it is and who created it, no one knows. However, one thing is for sure. The value of this scroll is absolutely shocking. It contains a terrifying power. If this power were to be released completely, I reckon it could easily kill an expert Tai real god realm. What? Zifeng Wang was shocked. Are you kidding? This scroll is so powerful? It can kill a Tai true god expert. This is too terrifying. However, this scroll is not something that an ordinary person can use. Yang Hongwu handed the scroll to Zifeng Wang and said, if you don't believe me, you can try and see if you can open the scroll. If I'm not wrong, this scroll is not something that can be opened by just anyone. Is that so? Then I'll try. The purple phoenix did not believe it and took the scroll. She did not feel anything when she held the scroll in her hand. However, when the purple phoenix wanted to open the scroll, she realized that she was unable to do so. Now, what's going on? No matter how the purple phoenix tried, she was unable to open the scroll. Even after using all of her strength, she was still unable to do so. She was unable to open the scroll. Damn it, I don't believe that I can't open a scroll. Zifeng Wang was furious. She channeled all her power into her hands and gritted her teeth, trying to open the scroll. However, she could not do it. After a while, she was sweating profusely, but there was still no change to the scroll. Zifeng Wang found that she could not open the scroll and was very depressed. She turned to Bai Yiran and said, Sister Yiran, give it a try. See if you can open the scroll. I can't. Bai Yiran shook her head. I can't. You haven't even tried. How do you know that you can't open it? Zifeng Wang asked. Sister Yiran, give it a try. Maybe you can open the scroll? Bai Yiran smiled when she saw Zifeng Wang's reaction. She took the scroll and channeled all her power, but the result was the same. She cannot open the scroll. How can this be? Zifeng Wang asked. Why can't I open the scroll? What about you? Yang Hongwu, can you open the scroll? Zifeng Wang looked at Yang Hongwu. If she could not open the scroll, wouldn't it be useless to keep it? It would be a pity to throw it away. However, this was a treasure, an incredible treasure. However, if such a treasure was useless to her, she might as well destroy it. If it fell into the hands of an enemy, such a treasure would be fatal. That was not a good thing. Yang Hongwu smiled faintly. I don't know if I can open the scroll. That was the truth. When Yang Hongwu received the scroll, he knew that it was a supreme treasure. This scroll could even be compared to the Dragon's Gate that he had obtained. In other words, this scroll was definitely a supreme treasure. It might even be a godly item. A supreme godly item. Give it a try, Zifeng Wang said. Okay. Yang Hongwu nodded. He held the scroll and waved his hands gently. Something happened that surprised everyone. The scroll opened just like that. A shocking light burst out from the scroll. This light was like a divine light. This mysterious divine light enveloped Yang Hongwu, Bai Yiran, and Zifeng Wang. This is a baptism. A divine light baptism, Zifeng Wang murmured. Quickly, refine, and absorb it. This divine light has great benefits, Yang Hongwu said. Zifeng Wang and Bai Yiran looked at each other. They sat down cross-legged and began to refine the energy of the divine light. To the two women, the energy contained in the divine light would bring them great benefits. Yang Hongwu also sat down cross-legged and began to refine the majestic energy. The Nine Heavens Divine Dragon Technique was activated. The majestic energy entered Yang Hongwu's body and was devoured and refined by him. His aura and cultivation base continued to rise. Second level Saint Realm. Third level Saint Realm. Yang Hongwu seemed to be riding on a rocket. His cultivation base was rising at an astonishing speed. Yang Hongwu had never felt so good before. The energy of the divine light was extremely mysterious. It gave Yang Hongwu a feeling that he had never felt before. Yang Hongwu was exhilarated. In fact, Yang Hongwu had a premonition that if he could devour all the energy in the scroll, his cultivation base might be able to return to its peak. In other words, he would be at the level of an invincible great emperor. However, was that really possible? Yang Hongwu was doubtful. It was too difficult for him to return to his peak. If it was really that easy, then it would be great. Just as expected, when Yang Hongwu's cultivation base reached the fourth level of the Saint Realm, Yang Hongwu realized that the scroll no longer emitted divine light. This meant that he could no longer devour and refine the divine light to raise his cultivation base. Sigh. Yang Hongwu couldn't help but sigh. However, it was worth it. His cultivation base had risen by a few levels. It was already very shocking that he had reached the fourth level of the Saint Realm. If he cultivated on his own, who knew how much energy and time it would take for him to reach the fourth level of the Saint Realm? One should be content with what one had. It was more than enough to raise his cultivation base by so much. At this time, Bai Yiran and Zifeng Wang also woke up. Their strength had also increased tremendously. The speed at which their cultivation base rose was much faster than Yang Hongwu's. Yang Hongwu was extremely jealous when he saw this. At this time, the two of them had already reached the Great Saint Realm. That's right, the Great Saint Realm. Chapter 13:07. Get ready to leave. When Yang Hongwu heard this, he was speechless. His thinking was too simple. How could it be so easy to break through to the Emperor Realm? It's not easy to break through to the Great Emperor Realm. Yang Hongwu said, "This scroll is indeed very profound, but it's impossible to rely on the power of this scroll to break through to the Great Emperor Realm. Try opening the scroll again," Zifeng Wang said. Yang Hongwu smiled bitterly when he saw the look in Zifeng Wang's eyes. How could he not know what Zifeng Wang was thinking? The scroll could indeed be opened, but it wouldn't release the divine light again. Yang Hongwu smiled and gently opened the scroll. Zifeng Wang watched with wide eyes. What happened next disappointed her. Although the scroll had been opened, it no longer emitted that mysterious divine light like before. What's going on? Why is there no divine light on the scroll? Zifeng Wang asked. If you want to rely on the power of this scroll to increase your cultivation, once is enough. If you want to increase it again, is almost impossible. Yang Hongwu sighed and said, "Moreover, the path of cultivation is not about increasing one's cultivation realm as fast as possible. Instead, it is about having a solid foundation. Most importantly, one's realm must be able to keep up." Yes, my husband is right. The path of cultivation has to be taken one step at a time. If it's not your own strength, if it's not obtained through your own cultivation, it's not a good thing for a warrior. It's easy to cause an unstable foundation, and it's easy to lose yourself. Once you lose yourself, it'll be troublesome. By Iran said, "At that time, it will be beyond redemption. Once the heavenly tribulation descends, it will completely perish and turn into ashes." Yes, Siri is right. Phoenix, your strength has increased fast enough. If your state of mind can't keep up, it won't be good for your future cultivation. Yang Hongwu looked at Zifeng Wang and said, "So, don't think about increasing your cultivation realm all of a sudden. It's almost impossible to reach the heavens in one step." "Of course I know. I'm just saying," Zifeng Wang said. Who didn't want power? However, Zifeng Wang was also a smart person. She knew that Yang Hongwu was telling the truth. "Then, what kind of scroll is this?" Zifeng Wang asked. Yang Hongwu opened the scroll and glanced at it before he said, "I'm not too sure about the origin of this scroll, but the power of this scroll is indeed mysterious. The runes on it are extremely powerful, so much so that I can't even draw them." Bai was shocked when he heard this. It was indeed shocking. She knew very well that Yang Hongwu had reached the peak of talisman techniques. It could be said that almost no one could compare to his talisman techniques. If he couldn't inscribe these runes, then these runes would be absolutely shocking. "God Scroll," Yang Hongwu said. "This scroll is called the God Scroll." God Scroll? That's right. In fact, its full name is God's Creation Scroll. It's said that once you comprehend the secrets of this scroll, you can achieve the path of creation, Yang Hongwu said. Path of creation? That's the supreme path? Zifeng Wang was shocked. The path of creation was the supreme path, a great path that was above time and space. That's right. Really? Then you should study it quickly. If you can comprehend the supreme path of creation, then you can become a supreme expert and stand at the peak of the world. You'll become the strongest existence and a supreme Tao Lord, Zifeng Wang said. How can it be so easy? Yang Hongwu said, "This scroll is too mysterious. I can't see through the runes on it. I don't know what realm I'll have to reach to truly comprehend this scroll." Yang Hongwu knew very well that this scroll could be the God's creation scroll. However, he didn't know if that was the case. One thing was certain, this scroll wasn't something that he could comprehend at the moment. Yang Hongwu had a premonition that in order to truly comprehend the secrets of this scroll, his cultivation had to reach the Tai, true God realm. Perhaps even when he reached the Tai, true God realm, he might not be able to truly comprehend this scroll. "Don't be discouraged." Bai Iran came to Yang Hongwu's side and said, "I believe in you. You'll definitely be able to do it." Yang Hongwu held Bai Iran's hand and also held Zifeng Wang's hand. His eyes were filled with determination. Yang Hongwu put away the scroll. To Yang Hongwu's surprise, this scroll couldn't be stored in his storage ring. This surprised Yang Hongwu. Not simple. It was really not simple. It was indeed worthy of being called the Scroll of Creation. Only a true divine object could be so arrogant and refuse to be stored in a storage ring or space. Yang Hongwu moved his mind and stored the scroll of creation in his sea of consciousness and spiritual abode. Only the sea of consciousness and spiritual abode could store it. Of course, this also required the approval of the scroll. If the scroll didn't acknowledge it, Yang Hongwu wouldn't be able to store it in his sea of consciousness and spiritual abode. "Where are we going now?" Zifeng Wang asked. "Where are we going?" "Of course we're going to look for the divine fire. We're going to the flaming sacred mountain," Yang Hongwu said. "All right, let's go then." "The transfer tower is over there," Zifeng Wang said. "All right." Just as Yang Hongwu and the others were about to turn and leave, a series of footsteps sounded. Yang Hongwu and the others turned their heads and looked down the mountain. It was Gu Fan by Yunjian and the others. "Junior brother Yang, you're all right. That's great." Bai Yunjian was overjoyed to see that Yang Hongwu was fine. Gu Fan walked over quickly and looked at Yang Hongwu. Little brother Yang, where's my old ancestor? Have you seen our old ancestor? How is he? Yang Hongwu sighed. Although Gu Long wasn't much, Gu Fan was a good person. He kept his promise. Your old ancestor, Gu Long, he's dead, Yang Hongwu said. Impossible, little brother Yang. You can't joke about this, Gu Fan said. This can't be true, right? No, it's true. Gu Long is dead, Yang Hongwu said. Sect leader Gu, my condolences. Impossible. This is absolutely impossible. How could our old ancestor be dead? How could he be dead? Gu Fan couldn't accept this reality. If Gu Long was dead, it would be a huge blow to the entire sect of the Ether. A sect without the protection of an expert was absolutely fatal. Sighed by Yunjian sighed. He knew that this kind of thing was really hard to accept. If it happened to him, he would be the same. Chapter 1308. Mulberry Divine Tree, of course, it's just a small matter. Moreover, I've promised Brother Yang before. I won't go back on my words. Gu Fan had his suspicions that Yang Hongwu had something to do with the death of his patriarch. However, he knew that even if he had his suspicions, what could he do? There was no evidence. Moreover, even if Yang Hongwu had really killed his patriarch, Gu Fan could do nothing about it. After all, Yang Hongwu had extraordinary strength. Moreover, he had Bai Yunjian, a great emperor expert, by his side. If he offended Bai Yunjian, it would be equivalent to offending the Sky Sword sect. It would not do the sect of the Ether any good. Therefore, at this time, Yang Hongwu could not be offended no matter what. Not only could he not offend him, but he also had to curry favor with him because Yang Hongwu was a powerful alchemist. It would not do him any good to offend him. On the contrary, if he could establish a good relationship with him, he could exchange elixirs from him. For example, the beast-taming elixir that he had obtained. If he could exchange it for a few emperor-breaking elixirs, he could cultivate many great emperor experts for the sect of the Ether. In that way, the sect of the Ether would really rise. Moreover, Yang Hongwu's attainments and formations were amazing. The formation of the sect of the Ether could not withstand a single blow from him. If he could set it up properly, it would be of great help to the defense of the sect of the Ether. Ling Song, take Brother Yang to the transmission tower. Gu Fan turned to Ling Song and said to Yang Hongwu, Brother Yang, I have to deal with some things. I can't take you to the transmission tower. It's okay. Yang Hongwu was surprised that Gu Fan was so easy to talk to. Oh, by the way, everyone, I have one more thing to ask of you. Please don't tell anyone about my patriarch. Gu Fan said, Don't worry. We won't tell anyone about this. Bai Yunjian said. Yang Hongwu also nodded and said, Sect Master Gu, don't worry. We're not talkative people. He knew what Gu Fan was worried about. The death of the most powerful old ancestor in a sect meant that the sect had lost its most powerful expert. If this news spread out, it would be very troublesome. If Gu Fan's opponents were scheming against him, they would have taken action. Therefore, before Gu Fan reached the great emperor realm, it would be a huge blow to the sect of the Ether if the news was leaked out. It might even lead to devastating consequences. I would like to thank everyone here. What Gu Fan needed to do now was to cultivate hard and try to comprehend the precepts on the beast-taming elixir in the shortest time possible so that he could break through the bottleneck and enter the great emperor realm. Junior Brother Yang, I have a breakthrough emperor pill here, but it's useless. You can have it. Bai Yunjian thought for a moment, took out a pill, and handed it to Yang Hongwu. This was the breakthrough emperor pill that Bai Yunjian wanted to trade with Gu Fan. Yang Hongwu saw the look in Bai Yunjian's eyes and knew what he was thinking. He wanted to use him to give the breakthrough emperor pill to Gu Fan. Moreover, he wanted Gu Fan to owe Yang Hongwu a favor. After all, although such a breaking emperor pill was precious for an alchemist like Yang Hongwu, a mere breaking emperor pill was nothing. If Yang Hongwu took out the breaking emperor pill with 100% effectiveness that he had refined before, it was estimated that many ancient sects and old antiques would be willing to take it out. In fact, they would even be willing to exchange 2 breaking emperor pills for 1 breaking emperor pill with 100% effectiveness. Therefore, Bai Yunjian took out this pill because he wanted Yang Hongwu to owe him a favor. Although he was Yang Hongwu's senior brother in name, the beast-taming elixir with 100% effectiveness was extremely precious. If it were him, not to mention one breakthrough emperor pill, even several breakthrough emperor pills might not be enough to move him. For by Yunjian, this breakthrough emperor pill was not only a favor to Yang Hongwu, but also a favor to Gu Fan. Why not? Yang Hongwu looked at by Yunjian. This chief senior brother was really good at scheming. However, he did not refuse and took it. Then he said to Gu Fan, "Sect Master Gu, since senior brother has given this pill to me, I will give it to you. Please accept this pill. This is too precious." Gu Fan was surprised when he saw this. He didn't expect that Yang Hongwu would actually give him such a precious pill. Although he knew that Yang Hongwu was an alchemist, this Breaking Emperor Dan was not an ordinary pill. Even a top alchemist would not be able to refine this Breaking Emperor Dan easily. After all, to refine this Breaking Emperor Dan, not only did it require a top alchemist, but also countless precious materials. Take it. I am an alchemist. A mere Emperor Breakthrough pellet is nothing to me. However, to Sect Master Gu, this pellet is extremely important. Yang Hongwu said, "With this Breakthrough Emperor pill, your Sect of the Ether can cultivate a great Emperor Realm expert in a short time. At that time, even if you are attacked by other sects, you don't have to worry about it." Gu Fan knew that Yang Hongwu was telling the truth. Although he would not use this Breakthrough Emperor pill, he could give it to other elders of the Sect of the Ether. Once another great Emperor Realm expert appeared in the Sect of the Ether, even if the news of the Patriarch's death was spread, they would not have to worry too much. After all, if a sect had a great Emperor Realm expert, others would have to think twice before attacking the Sect of the Ether. Well, I will accept this pill first. Gu Fan looked at Yang Hongwu and said, "My Sect of the Ether does not have anything good comparable to this Breakthrough Emperor pill. However, I have a branch of the Fiery God. This branch of the Fiery God is useless to me and is not as precious as this Breakthrough Emperor pill, but it is still a little gift from me. I hope little brother Yang will accept it." Seeing the thing that Gu Fan took out, Zifeng Huang's eyes widened. He looked at Yang Hongwu eagerly, as if urging Yang Hongwu to accept it quickly. Yang Hongwu was also shocked when he saw the branch. This was not a branch of the Fiery God. This was the legendary Mulberry Divine Tree. The Mulberry Divine Tree was one of the few powerful, innate spiritual roots in the world. It was comparable to the legendary Jiamu. Chapter 1309. Fire God Dynasty. Then I won't stand on ceremony. Thank you, Sect Master Gu. Yang Hongwu accepted the piece of divine wood. Gu Fan was overjoyed when he saw Yang Hongwu accepting the piece of divine wood. He said, "Little brother Yang, the Sect of the Ether is busy these days. Plus, I'm the Sect Lord, so I can't follow you to the Fire God Mountain. I'm sorry." Yang Hongwu said, "Don't worry about it. The Fire God Mountain is full of danger. I was planning to go there alone. I just need to borrow your sect's teleportation formation. Plus, Sect Lord Gu has taken care of me along the way. I'd like to express my gratitude." After that, Yang Hongwu brought Zifeng Huang and the others to the teleportation tower. Gu Fan looked at Yang Hongwu's back and sighed. He wasn't clear about Yang Hongwu's background. However, he was sure that Yang Hongwu's name would soon spread across the entire Common People's continent. In a few years, Yang Hongwu would stand at the peak of the Common People's continent. At that time, Gu Fan could only look up to him. "What is this place?" Yang Hongwu looked at the mountain in front of him and asked after coming out of the teleportation formation. "This is the Fire God Dynasty. Because of the existence of the Fire God Mountain, the kingdom here is called the Fire God Dynasty." Zifeng Huang said, "The Fire God Dynasty dares to be called a dynasty. This Fire God Dynasty is not weak." Yang Hongwu squinted his eyes. He knew that in the Common People's continent, a dynasty was an existence that could compete with a sect. Some kingdoms were weak and didn't dare to be called a dynasty. Those that could be called a dynasty were very strong. In the central continent, those dynasties were first-rate forces. As for this place, it wasn't the central continent. However, to be able to become a dynasty here, its strength was definitely not weak. Even if it was weaker than a great sect like the Sky Sword sect, it wouldn't be much weaker. There is a peak great emperor expert in the fire god dynasty. Bai Yunjian said, his strength is not to be underestimated. He's not much weaker than our Sky Sword sect. Where's the invincible great emperor? Yang Hongwu asked. When Bai Yunjian heard this, he said, it's not that easy to become an invincible great emperor. If there is an invincible great emperor guarding a sect, it would be one of the top sects in the central continent. In the entire Tsangshan continent, there are no more than 10 invincible great emperors. Sects with invincible great emperors guarding them are all superpowers. Is it that difficult to become an invincible great emperor? Yang Hongwu was stunned when he heard this. When he entered the great emperor realm, he was already an invincible great emperor. Even though he was only at the peak of the great sage realm back then, he didn't feel any pressure to defeat an invincible great emperor. Hearing Yang Hongwu's words, Bai Yunjian was speechless. He said, invincible great emperor, it's extremely difficult. Every invincible great emperor is a monstrous genius. Moreover, they have gone through countless life and death battles to grow up and break through the shackles to become invincible great emperors. There is only one invincible great emperor among 1,000 great emperors. To go to the Flaming Divine Mountain, you must get the approval of the Fire God Dynasty. When we go to the Flaming Divine Mountain, don't say a word. I'll handle it, Zi Fengwang said. All right, Yang Hongwu nodded. Since Zi Fengwang said so, Yang Hongwu naturally wouldn't go against him. As for the Fire God Dynasty, Yang Hongwu didn't care about it. Even an invincible great emperor was nothing. Why would he care about a small dynasty? Now his strength had increased tremendously. His strength had reached the Middle Saint realm. Moreover, he had the Dragon Gate, the Destruction Heaven Palace, and a powerful scroll. What Fire God Dynasty? It would be fine if they didn't provoke him. If they did, Yang Hongwu wouldn't mind destroying the entire dynasty. Soon, the group entered the king city of the Fire God Dynasty. Under Zi Fengwang's lead, they came to a courtyard. This was the office of the Fire God Dynasty. Old Song, help me get a pass to the Flaming Divine Mountain, Zi Fengwang shouted as soon as he entered the courtyard. Miss Zi, it's you. You're back? When the old man saw Zi Fengwang, he was overjoyed. He quickly said, that's great. Master will definitely be happy when he knows. Zi Fengwang frowned and said, Old Song, don't tell him about me. Why? Old Song was puzzled. Miss Zi, after you disappeared, Master has been looking for you all these years. He hasn't given up. Don't you know how he feels about you? Yang Hongwu frowned. It seemed like he had a rival in love. It seemed like this guy had a high status in the Fire God Dynasty. However, Yang Hongwu didn't say anything. It was fine as long as he didn't provoke him. Moreover, Zi Fengwang didn't like him. That was enough. I already have someone I like, Zi Fengwang said. Moreover, I only see him as a big brother. Sigh. Old Song sighed and said, is it this young man? Old Song looked at Bai Yunjian. Only Bai Yunjian was a great Emperor Realm expert. Moreover, he was very young. He's worthy of you. No, he's not. Zi Fengwang shook his head and pulled Yang Hongwu over. He said, this is my husband, Yang Hongwu. Old Song frowned when he saw Yang Hongwu. This guy was too weak. He was only a Saint Realm expert. He wasn't worthy of Zi Fengwang. Compared to his master, he was too weak. He's not worthy of you, Old Song said. Yang Hongwu frowned. This old man's strength was not bad. He was a peak Great Saint Realm expert. He was only one step away from crossing the bottleneck of the Great Saint Realm and entering the Great Emperor Realm. However, his aptitude was too poor. He probably couldn't enter the Great Emperor Realm. However, if he had an Emperor Breakthrough pill, he could break through the shackles and enter the Great Emperor Realm. I'm not worthy of him, Zi Fengwang said. When Old Song heard this, he was very surprised. He looked at Yang Hongwu for a long time, but he couldn't see anything special about Yang Hongwu. His aptitude was not bad, but his cultivation was too weak. Could it be that this guy had a strong background behind him? He saw that Bai Yunjian didn't seem to be the leader of this group. They seemed to be following Yang Hongwu. This surprised him. Could it be that this young man was the successor of some great force? However, in Old Song's eyes, even if Yang Hongwu was the successor of some great force, he couldn't be compared to his master. Old man, just do your own thing. Yang Hongwu said coldly. Yang Hongwu was a little annoyed with this old man. It was not up to a mere servant to comment on how he was doing. Chapter 13:10. Rival in Love? Old man, don't take advantage of your seniority. Besides, haven't you heard that it's better to tear down 10 temples than to tear down a marriage? Yang Hongwu looked coldly at Old Song. Brat, you are really rude. Let me teach you on behalf of your elders what it means to respect the old and love the young. Elder Song was furious. He stretched out his hand to grab Yang Hongwu. Seeing Old Song like this, Zifeng Wang was also unhappy. Zifeng Wang struck out with her palm, and Old Song's hand was instantly pushed back. She said, Old Song, I respect you as an elder, but you hit my husband. Aren't you looking down on me? Miss Z, Old Song's face darkened. In his eyes, only his master was worthy of Zifeng Wang. He had always thought that Zifeng Wang and his master would be a couple. After all, his master, King Song, loved Zifeng Wang very much. If not for Zifeng Wang, King Song would not have been without a consort. Forget it, let's go. Yang Hongwu sighed and said, Phoenix, I'll give you face this time and forgive this old man's rudeness. Zifeng Wang nodded. She did not expect that Old Song would not even do such a small thing for her. Moreover, he was rude to Yang Hongwu, which made the Purple Phoenix very unhappy. However, she was friends with King Song and Old Song. The Z clan and Song clan had been friends for generations. When the Z clan was in decline, King Song did not look down on Zifeng Wang. On the contrary, King Song helped her a lot. Therefore, she did not want to become enemies with the Song clan. Wait, Old Song said, Miss Z, I was wrong. I apologize to you. I will help you with your matter. However, you have to meet Old Master. I say, old man, don't be so shameless when I give you face. Yang Hongwu's face darkened. Although there was a saying that one should not slap a smiling face, this old man wanted Zifeng Wang to stay. Wasn't he trying to poach Zifeng Wang for his master? If he had not confirmed his relationship with Zifeng Wang in the past, Yang Hongwu could not do anything about it. However, he had confirmed his relationship with Zifeng Wang now. If Yang Hongwu did not do anything about it, was he still a man? Boy, although Miss Z thinks highly of you, in my eyes, you're really not worthy of her. Moreover, don't you think you're too overbearing? Miss Zifeng Wang's words? Old Song valued Yang Hongwu and disliked him very much. It could even be said that he hated Yang Hongwu. Old Song, what's going on? At this moment, a gentle voice was heard. A tall man with an extraordinary bearing walked out. His body was filled with a dignified aura. He was an expert of a region. His strength was even stronger than Bai Yunjin's. Old Master, Miss Z is back, Old Song said. Hearing this, the man was overjoyed. Sister Phoenix is back? The man quickened his pace and walked out. When he saw Zifeng Wang, he was excited. Sister Phoenix, it's really you. Great, you're finally back. I haven't seen you for so many years. How had you been? Brother Song, Zifeng Wang said. Long time no see. Although Zifeng Wang was surprised, he was not as excited as King Song. It's good that you are back. Let's go. I will hold a welcome dinner for you. King Song stretched out his hand to pull Zifeng Wang. Seeing this, Zifeng Wang quickly moved away and leaned against Yang Hongwu. King Song's expression changed slightly. Only then did he notice Yang Hongwu, Bai Yunjian, Bai Iran, and the others besides Zifeng Wang. Look at me. I'm too excited. I am sorry. I was too rude. However, King Song was not an ordinary person. He concealed the discomfort in his heart and quickly apologized. Then he asked Zifeng Wang, Sister Phoenix, who are they? This is my husband, Yang Hongwu. This is also my husband's wife Bai Iran. This is Bai Yunjian of the Sky Sword sect, Zifeng Wang introduced. When Zifeng Wang introduced Yang Hongwu, King Song's mouth twitched and his expression turned ugly. Sister Phoenix, you have a husband? You are sharing a husband with someone else? Don't you know how I feel about you? You have always been the only one in my heart. King Song was a shrewd person. However, at this moment, he could not hide the disappointment in his heart. King Song's body trembled. A murderous intent flashed across his eyes. I am sorry, Sister Phoenix. I was too excited. Taking a deep breath, King Song suppressed the anger in his heart. Zifeng Wang said, It's all right. Big Brother Song, I'm not worthy of you. Let's not talk about this anymore. Since Sister Phoenix is back and brought brother-in-law back, as her elder brother, I naturally have to treat you well, King Song said. Yang Hongwu narrowed his eyes. How could this fellow's murderous intent escape Yang Hongwu's senses? He cultivated the killing fist of 10 directions and cultivated the path of killing. He was extremely sensitive to murderous intent. Yet, this fellow was able to conceal it so well. His control over his emotions was astonishing. It was enough to prove that this fellow was not as simple as he seemed. There is no need for that, Big Brother Song. I just happened to pass by this place. I did not want to disturb you, but I need a pass to go to the flaming, godly mountain. That is why I came to find you. I did not expect to disturb you. Zifeng Wang shook his head and said, You want to go to the flaming, godly mountain? King Song frowned. Sister Phoenix, why are you going to flaming, godly mountain? The flaming, godly mountain is very unstable now. It is filled with danger. For the past 6 months, the flaming, godly mountain has been very restless. No one dares to enter the flaming, godly mountain. Even an invincible great emperor will die if he enters. You don't have to worry about that. Going to the flaming, godly mountain is our business. Let's go, Phoenix. Yang Hongwu was pissed off when he saw this guy. Although his cultivation was decent, this guy was a hypocrite. He had a vicious aura about him, and he reeked of blood. Clearly, this guy was not a good person. Brother-in-law, are you trying to put Sister Phoenix in danger? Are you still human? I will not agree to it. I will not let Sister Phoenix be in such danger. King Song looked at Yang Hongwu with displeasure and said coldly, This is our business. You have no right to interfere. Yang Hongwu turned his head and said to Zifeng Wang without looking at King Song, Let's go. There is no need to waste time. Chapter 13:11. Stomping on the face, this fellow actually dared to threaten him. Yang Hongwu couldn't take it anymore. Are you threatening me? Yang Hongwu said coldly. It's not a threat. I just don't want to see little Sister Phoenix in danger. King Song said, To be honest, I don't understand what little Sister Phoenix sees in you. Your talent is passable, but your cultivation is too weak. What's worse is that you have other women. You're not worthy of little Sister Phoenix. Zifeng Wang opened her mouth to say something, but Yang Hongwu stopped her. He looked at King Song and said, I'd like to see how you can stop me. As for whether you're worthy of Phoenix or not, it's not up to you. The more Yang Hongwu looked at this fellow, the more uncomfortable he felt. This fellow was too full of himself. Who did he think he was? If he didn't teach him a lesson, he would really think that he was #1 in the world. You're very rude, and I don't like it. However, if you can defeat my disciple, I can overlook your rudeness. King Song's tone was still as annoying as ever. Bai Yunjian couldn't take it anymore and wanted to say something. Yang Hongwu spoke first. Very well, you've successfully angered me. I didn't want to use force on account of Phoenix, but I didn't expect you to be so aggressive and even threaten me. I, Yang Hongwu, have lived for so long, and there aren't many people who can threaten me, let alone those who dare to insult me. You obviously don't have that right. After Yang Hongwu finished speaking, he waved his hand and a ray of light shot into the sky. Formation, another formation. A formation instantly enveloped the entire courtyard. When a formation appeared, Yang Hongwu opened the scroll. The moment the scroll was opened, a mysterious power appeared. A huge rune condensed in the void. This rune emitted a terrifying and ancient aura, as if it was an ancient power from the immemorial era. In an instant, the entire void was shrouded in it. Those runes were constantly intertwining, and the ancient and mysterious power became more and more shocking and terrifying. Yang Hongwu's formation was the most powerful formation he could set up so far. This formation wasn't like the one set up with the Destruction Heaven Palace as the main body, but with the Scroll of Fortune as the eye of the formation. This formation was extremely terrifying. The formation was so powerful that even if an expert in the Tai True God realm attacked, he wouldn't be able to break it in a short period of time. As for the warriors below the Tai True God realm, it was impossible for them to break this formation unless Yang Hongwu exhausted his own spiritual power and mental strength. Otherwise, this formation was absolutely invincible for those below the Tai True God realm. Originally, Yang Hongwu didn't intend to set up this formation. After all, setting up this formation would consume a lot of energy. After setting it up, his mental strength and spiritual power couldn't be recovered in a short period of time. It would take at least 3 days to recover, or even longer. Moreover, Yang Hongwu could only hold on for an hour. After an hour, Yang Hongwu would be unable to control the formation due to the exhaustion of his mental strength and spiritual power. However, Yang Hongwu felt that it was necessary to teach this guy a serious lesson. He wanted to let him know the immensity of heaven and earth, and let him know who he couldn't afford to offend. In addition, Yang Hongwu felt a little guilty towards Zi Fengwang. He felt that he owed her something. His other women had all had their weddings and he had given them status, but Zi Fengwang hadn't. Of course, this was only Yang Hongwu's thought. As soon as the formation was activated, King Song's expression changed. He didn't expect Yang Hongwu to be so powerful. Yang Hongwu was an array master, a powerful one at that. As a great emperor expert, he wasn't a fool. He had seen a lot of things before. Kid, who do you think you are? My master is King Song of the Fire God Dynasty. He's one of the top experts in the Fire God Dynasty. You're just an ant in the Saint realm. How dare you threaten my master? Old Song said angrily. Master, let me teach this arrogant brat a lesson for you. One of King Song's disciples, the one King Song wanted to teach Yang Hongwu a lesson, shouted, You're courting death. Without waiting for Yang Hongwu to make a move, the purple phoenix made her move. With a wave of her hand, a divine fire phoenix flew out and instantly struck the disciple. In the next moment, the disciple was instantly devoured and turned into ashes, dissipating into the void. Zi Fenghuang's sudden attack stunned everyone. Even Yang Hongwu was surprised. King Song was even more so. At this moment, King Song's complexion was very unsightly, as if someone had poured feces on him. With a gloomy face, he whispered to Zi Fenghuang, Little Sister Phoenix, what's the meaning of this? Song Qingyan was his disciple. Zi Fenghuang killed Song Qingyan without giving him an explanation. She didn't even leave his corpse intact. How could he live with this? Although Zi Fenghuang was the person he liked, she didn't give him any face by doing this. He deserved to die. How dare he call my husband a brat? Killing him like this is letting him off too easily. Zi Fenghuang said coldly, Big brother Song, I'll give you face. Open the path to the divine flame mountain and let us leave. Then I won't pursue this matter. Miss Z, my master was infatuated with you. You actually did such a thing? It's really... Old Song didn't know what to say. Impossible, little sister Phoenix. You killed my disciple. I need an explanation. King Song's eyes flashed coldly as he released his powerful aura. This was the aura of a late-stage emperor. Bai Yunjian's face changed when he felt this aura. This King Song was indeed one of the top experts in the Fire God Dynasty. He was actually a late-stage emperor. Bai Yunjian had misjudged him. Phoenix, let me do it. This fellow, who does he think he is? He's just a late-stage emperor. He thinks that he's invincible. In fact, he's just a frog in a well. He's nothing. In my eyes, he's just an ant, a slightly stronger ant. After saying that, Yang Hongwu pulled Zi Fenghuang behind him. Then, he waved his right hand, and a huge palm appeared in the void. He slapped it toward King Song. Slap! King Song didn't even have time to react. He was sent flying by the slap, and several of his teeth fell out. Then, Yang Hongwu took a step forward and flew up. In the blink of an eye, he was in front of King Song and stepped on his face. Chapter 13:12. Beaten to death aggrieved, too aggrieved. This was an insult. He, King Song, was being humiliated like this. How could he accept it? How dare you? Hurry up and release King Song. Seeing Yang Hongwu stepping on King Song, Old Song's expression changed. Do you know what you're doing? Do you know that you're provoking the Fire God Dynasty? So what if I'm provoking you? Yang Hongwu coldly snorted. I gave you a chance, but you didn't cherish it. Who can you blame? Let go of me, bastard. Let go of me. King Song struggled, but it was to no avail. He couldn't break free from Yang Hongwu's grip, so he could only shout, "Humph, you still dare to threaten me? You're courting death," Yang Hongwu coldly said, exerting strength in his foot. "You?" Blood trickled down the corner of King Song's mouth. He was in terrible shape, and his face was twisted in pain. However, what was more painful was his heart. "Hurry up and release my master." Old Song was furious. How could he stand seeing his master being humiliated like this? Unable to care about anything else, he threw a punch at Yang Hongwu. Yang Hongwu coldly sneered. "You overestimate yourself." Yang Hongwu lightly waved his right hand, and a force shot out, instantly sending Old Song flying. He crashed into the wall, and with a dull thud, the wall collapsed. "Hongwu," Zifeng Wang spoke. "Give me face and let them go. After all, we're acquaintances." Yang Hongwu sighed and nodded. "Okay." Zifeng Wang turned to King Song and coldly said, "This time, I'll spare your life for the sake of the phoenix. If you dare to do it again, there's no need for you to exist." As Yang Hongwu spoke, he released a terrifying killing intent. This killing intent enveloped King Song, making him feel as if he had fallen into hell. This killing intent was too terrifying. It wasn't something he could endure. "Thank you," Zifeng Wang said. "Why do we have to be like this between us?" Yang Hongwu faintly smiled, not caring at all. Seeing that Yang Hongwu had no complaints about her, Zifeng Wang breathed a sigh of relief. If she were to cause a rift between Yang Hongwu and her because of King Song, the gains would not make up for the losses. This was not something she was willing to see. Thus, when she had pleaded on King Song's behalf a second time, she had carefully considered her options. If there was a next time, there would be no need for Yang Hongwu to do anything. She would kill King Song herself. After kicking King Song away, Yang Hongwu turned to Zifeng Wang and Bai Yiran and said, "Let's go." Seeing Yang Hongwu's methods, Bai Yunjian was no longer surprised. This kind of strength was too strong. It seemed that his junior brother had hidden his strength very deeply. He was simply too strong. Although he only appeared to be a saint on the surface, his true fighting strength had already reached a terrifying level. However, this was a good thing for him and the Sky Sword sect. To him, the stronger Yang Hongwu was, the better. In fact, if Yang Hongwu's cultivation reached the invincible Emperor realm, it would be a good thing. If Yang Hongwu really did reach the invincible Emperor realm, the Sky Sword sect would have an invincible emperor to oversee it. At that time, even if they entered the central continent, the Sky Sword sect would still have a place to stand. As for obtaining something related to formations from Yang Hongwu, that was not very likely. The Tao of formations and the Tao of alchemy were not things that ordinary people could learn, and to reach Yang Hongwu's level was even more difficult. Thus, Bai Yunjian was very smart. He would not force it. And if Yang Hongwu truly joined the Sky Sword sect, what kind of pill could the Sky Sword sect not obtain? Could it be that Yang Hongwu would refuse to set up a spirit array? As long as it wasn't too difficult, Yang Hongwu would probably do it. "I'll kill you." After King Song was released by Yang Hongwu, he exploded and attacked Yang Hongwu's back. This attack was launched with anger. He had burned all of his blood and vitality, even a portion of his lifespan, for the sake of revenge. He wanted to kill Yang Hongwu. Such a huge humiliation could only be washed away with Yang Hongwu's blood. Otherwise, he would no longer have a place to stand. "Be careful." Seeing this scene, Zifeng Wang's face changed drastically. "King Song, don't you dare." Zifeng Wang rushed toward Yang Hongwu, wanting to block King Song's attack. However, even though Zifeng Wang had made a huge breakthrough and reached the Great Saint realm, he was still far too weak compared to King Song. After all, King Song was an emperor. Zifeng Wang wasn't Yang Hongwu, who possessed monstrous fighting prowess that could surpass him by several realms. Thus, it was impossible for Zifeng Wang to block King Song's attack. Everything he did was futile. "You're courting death." Yang Hongwu was a vigilant person. He knew that King Song hated him to the core, and now that he had exposed his back to King Song, how could he not be on guard against him? He was constantly paying attention to King Song's movements, so he had already sensed King Song's attack the moment he launched it. He turned around and threw a punch. This punch contained a vast amount of power. This was the peak strength of the 10 Directions Killing Fist. Moreover, with the help of the formation, although Yang Hongwu's power had not reached the level of a primordial true god, he was very close to it. Die! With a loud roar, Yang Hongwu's fist landed on King Song's body. In an instant, King Song's body was sent flying into the sky before turning into a mist of blood. A moment later, it dissipated into thin air. Your Highness! The guards present were dumbfounded when they saw King Song being killed without leaving anything behind. Some of the loyal guards shouted as they charged toward Yang Hongwu. Kill him. Avenge King Song. Kill him. Kill him. This time, everyone was enraged. One by one, they charged toward Yang Hongwu, and the person at the very front was the butler, Old Song. How stubborn. Since these people wanted to kill him, Yang Hongwu wouldn't hold back. King Song had brought this upon himself. If he hadn't tried to sneak up on Yang Hongwu wouldn't have been so furious as to kill him. Chapter 13:13. Edited by Mike Ray. Powerful enemy Z. Feng Huang sighed at this sight. She hadn't expected things to develop like this. King Song had gone too far, and she couldn't blame Yang Hongwu for this. Phoenix, I'm sorry. Yang Hongwu withdrew his killing intent and apologized to Z Feng Huang. Yang Hongwu sighed. He had a vague feeling that something was wrong with him. Recently, he had been showing signs of losing control of his emotions. This wasn't a good thing. Cultivation deviation? No, that couldn't be. Logically speaking, he was recultivating. Moreover, Yang Hongwu had reached the level of an invincible great emperor long ago. In addition, his cultivation technique was special, and he had treasures to protect him. How could he possibly suffer from cultivation deviation? This left Yang Hongwu somewhat puzzled. Of course, King Song also deserved to die. This self-righteous and ungrateful fellow deserved to be taught a lesson. But even so, Yang Hongwu had discovered that after obtaining the Scroll of Good Fortune, his emotions had become somewhat uncontrollable and easily influenced. Could this have something to do with the Scroll of Good Fortune? If that was the case, it would be rather troublesome. Yang Hongwu still couldn't fully comprehend the Scroll of Good Fortune, and as for refining it and making it recognize him as its master, what kind of joke was that? Yang Hongwu's current cultivation was too weak. He hadn't even completely refined the Dragon's Gate. So how could the Scroll of Good Fortune possibly accomplish that? You don't have to be like this. He deserved to die. Z Feng Huang wasn't an indecisive person. Moreover, King Song had brought all of this on himself. If he hadn't ambushed Yang Hongwu, he wouldn't have died. Z Feng Huang naturally wouldn't blame Yang Hongwu. She was still blaming herself. If something happened to Yang Hongwu, how could she face Bai Yiran? What would she do in the future? That's not what we should be discussing right now, but how to deal with the aftermath. With King Song's death, the people of the Fire God Dynasty definitely know about it, and the entire Fire God Dynasty has probably been sealed off, Bai Yunjian said. We need to think about how to leave this place. Senior Brother Bai is right. Bai Yiran nodded. Let's leave quickly so that we don't waste any time, Z Feng Huang said. If we get trapped, it won't be so easy to leave. We can't leave. Yang Hongwu shook his head. He could already sense several powerful auras enveloping the entire King Song residence. At this moment, Yang Hongwu had already put away the formation. After all, this formation consumed too much energy. If Yang Hongwu wanted to leave, he could still do so. However, Bai Yunjian couldn't. He could take Z Feng Huang and Bai Yiran with him, but with Bai Yunjian, it would be difficult. After all, this was the Fire God Dynasty. Although Yang Hongwu didn't think much of the Fire God Dynasty, it wasn't that simple. After all, Yang Hongwu's cultivation hadn't completely recovered. Moreover, using the Scroll of Fortune to set up the formation had consumed too much energy. It had also placed a burden on Yang Hongwu. Thus, it wasn't possible for him to teleport the three of them away. It wasn't Yang Hongwu's style to give up on Bai Yunjian and leave with Z Feng Huang and Bai Yiran. After all, Bai Yunjian, this cheap senior brother, had helped Yang Hongwu a lot. Let's kill our way out. Zifeng Wang said. That's right. It seems like we can only kill our way out. If we can't kill our way out and get surrounded, we'll be in big trouble. Bai Yunjin nodded and said, if the Fire God Dynasty's consecrators all come out, we won't have any hope of escaping. This is the best time for us to escape. Yang Hongwu nodded. This was indeed the truth. The Fire God Dynasty wasn't weak, and King Song's position in the Fire God Dynasty wasn't low. Outside, the third, fourth, and sixth consecrators of the Fire God Dynasty had arrived. The other person was also a prince of the Fire God Dynasty. Lord Zone Wang, we're here, the third consecrator said. If it was an ordinary king, as a consecrator of the Fire God Dynasty, Lin Laosan wouldn't be so humble. However, Lord Zone Wang was different. Like King Song, Lord Zone Wang was an expert, a late-stage emperor. He was also a direct descendant of the Fire God Dynasty and had a high status. King Song was Zone Wang's younger brother from the same mother. Thus, the moment King Song was killed, Zone Wang sensed it. He was furious, which was why he gathered the three consecrators and rushed to the King Song residence. To Zone Wang, King Song was the person he cared about the most. Even his wife and children weren't as important as King Song in his heart. From this, one could see how much Zone Wang cared about his younger brother. At this moment, although Zone Wang's voice was soft, his tone was filled with terrifying killing intent. His eyes were looking at the King Song residence. At this moment, Zone Wang was terrifyingly quiet. It's Zone Wang. Zifeng Wang's face changed. He's King Song's elder brother from the same mother. He's extremely powerful. The other three are the three consecrators of the Fire God Dynasty. They're all late-stage emperors. 4 late-stage emperor realm experts. Bai Yunjian's face changed. This is troublesome. If it was just 1 or 2 late-stage emperors, we might still be able to deal with them. Now that there are 4 late-stage emperors, we won't be able to deal with them. It's all my fault. If it wasn't for me, this wouldn't have happened. Zifeng Wang blamed herself. If it wasn't for her, they wouldn't have been in danger. It's not your fault. Yang Hongwu said, I'm the one who did it. If I didn't kill King Song, you wouldn't have been in danger. If you want to blame someone, you can only blame me. Now isn't the time to talk about this. Junior brother, can your formation still be used? Bai Yunjian knew that some powerful formations consumed a lot of energy. As the person who set up the formation, it definitely wasn't easy. Especially when Yang Hongwu, who was only a saint, killed 4 emperors in an instant. This kind of formation obviously consumed a lot of energy. He could only hope that Yang Hongwu didn't consume too much energy and could continue to use the formation to deal with the enemies. The previous formation consumed a lot of energy. However, the formation can still be used. However, it can only be used for 30 breaths of time. Yang Hongwu said. However, the other formations aren't much of a problem. It can still trap them for a period of time. How many people can you kill in 30 breaths of time? Bai Yunjian frowned. It was indeed troublesome to only be able to last for 30 breaths of time. Husband, can you take us into the Dragon's Gate? Bai Iran asked. Chapter 13-14. The formation was broken. Bai Iran's words reminded Yang Hongwu that he couldn't open the space of the Immortal Pagoda previously. Now that he had the Dragon Gate, he could open the space of the Dragon Gate. Of course, he could also open the space of the Destruction Heavenly Palace. Now he could send Bai Iran and Bai Yulin into the Dragon Gate. They could also cultivate in the Dragon Gate, which would be very helpful to them. This was killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Okay. Yang Hongwu nodded. Iran, Phoenix, don't resist. Yang Hongwu said, I'll send you into the space of the Dragon Gate. Send us into the space of a Dragon Gate. Zifeng Wang was stunned. Yes. Although the Dragon Gate wasn't complete, it was still very impressive. It wasn't an ordinary treasure. Therefore, the space of the Dragon Gate could accommodate people. It wasn't like the space of other treasures. Even if the space was very big and vast, it couldn't accommodate living people. Okay. Zifeng Wang nodded. This wasn't the time to be long-winded. She and Bai Iran knew that their strength was still too weak. In front of a great emperor, they couldn't resist at all. Staying here would only cause trouble for Yang Hongwu. It was better to enter the Dragon Gate to cultivate. The two women were sent into the space of the Dragon Gate by Yang Hongwu. Seeing the two women suddenly disappear, Bai Yunjian was stunned. This, junior brother Yang, were the two sisters-in-law. Bai Yunjian asked hurriedly. They're too weak, so I sent them away. Yang Hongwu said, however, I can only send two people, so I can only let them go first. Yang Hongwu wasn't stupid enough to expose the secret of the Dragon Gate. The ancient Dragon Gate was a supreme treasure, just like the scroll of good fortune. The fewer people who knew about it, the better. Bai Yunjian wasn't the kind of person who could be trusted completely. Yang Hongwu, and he hadn't reached that level of trust yet. That's fine too. Bai Yunjian nodded. Although he was a little surprised, he didn't see Yang Hongwu setting up a formation, nor did he see him using a teleportation talisman. However, it was the best thing that could happen if the two ladies were sent away. Otherwise, he would have to take care of the two ladies. His hands and feet would be tied during the battle. His cultivation was only at the early Great Emperor realm, and his enemies were all late Great Emperors. Without any misgivings, he could attack freely. This way, the possibility of escaping would be greater. Outside, Zhongwang waved his hand and said, "Break the door open." Yes. Some of his subordinates rushed to open the door. Wait. Lin Laosan stopped the guard who wanted to rush in. Consecrator Lin, what's wrong? What did you find? Zhongwang asked. He knew that Consecrator Lin's cultivation was also at the late Great Emperor realm like him. However, Consecrator Lin wasn't just a simple consecrator. He was also a formation master. His attainment in the formation Dao was very high. Although the top 3 consecrators of the Fire God dynasty weren't the best in terms of combat strength, each of them had their own unique skills. Lin Laosan was the 3rd consecrator because he was a formation master. As for the Great Consecrator and the 2nd Consecrator, the Great Consecrator was an alchemist while the 2nd Consecrator was a poison master. The Great Consecrator was at the peak Great Emperor realm while the 2nd Consecrator was only at the early Great Emperor realm. However, because he was a poison master, his combat strength was definitely in the top 3 in the Fire God dynasty. If it wasn't for the fact that the Great Consecrator was an alchemist and his cultivation was at the peak Great Emperor realm, the position of the Great Consecrator would have been taken by the 2nd Consecrator. Although Lin Laosan was the 3rd Consecrator, the gap between him and the Great Consecrator and the 2nd Consecrator was huge. However, Lin Laosan's comprehension of the formation Dao was definitely not low. This is a formation. Moreover, this formation is extremely powerful. If we go in recklessly, I'm afraid we'll die in there. Lin Laosan said, Formation? Consecrator Lin, how long will it take for you to break this formation? Zhongwang frowned slightly and asked, I don't know. I've never seen this formation before. The person who set this formation must have prepared beforehand. This formation is extremely mysterious. Without studying it, I don't know how long it will take to break this formation. Lin Laosan shook his head and said, However, I'm afraid it won't be short. Can you do it in half an hour? Zhongwang asked. Lin Laosan shook his head and said, No, I can't do it. Unless we break the formation by force. Then break the formation by force. Zhongwang's eyes flashed with a cold light and murderous aura. He said, I can't wait that long. Consecrators, I'll have to trouble you. Zhongwang bowed to the consecrators behind him. Zhongwang was powerful. As an expert of the Fire God dynasty, a prince, he was able to mobilize 3 consecrators in such a short time. This showed how high his status was. In the Fire God dynasty, other than the emperor, Zhongwang was the only one who could mobilize 3 consecrators in such a short time. Even a crown prince could not do it. Prince, you don't have to do this. This is our duty. The consecrators quickly waved their hands and said. Then, the 4 late-stage Great Emperor realm experts attacked together. For powerful auras burst out. The overbearing force crashed onto the formation and instantly tore apart the formation that Yang Hongwu had set up. Yang Hongwu squinted his eyes. He instantly sensed that the formation was broken. Although it was a formation that he had casually set up, it was not an ordinary formation. Even a Great Emperor realm expert would not be able to break it easily. However, to his surprise, his formation was torn apart in an instant. It was obvious that there was an expert on the other side who had an amazing understanding of formations. He must be a powerful formation master. The Fire God dynasty was stronger than he had imagined. The formation is broken. Senior brother Bai, there's a powerful formation master on the other side. Be careful, Yang Hongwu said. Originally, Yang Hongwu could have used the void travel technique to leave. However, Yang Hongwu realized that after he killed King Song, there was a special aura attached to his body. This was a curse, a special curse. This curse was not offensive and would not cause any harm to Yang Hongwu. However, it could allow the other party to find him. No matter where he was, the other party could use the power of the curse to find his location. Therefore, even if he teleported away, it would be useless. It was better to preserve his strength and see who the other party was. As long as he killed the person who had cast the curse would dissipate. Then, Yang Hongwu would not have to worry. Chapter 13-15. Heaven-breaking shuttle. Few breaths later, Zhong Wang and the others appeared in the inner courtyard. They saw Yang Hongwu and Wang Yunjian. Zhong Wang stared at Yang Hongwu with undisguised killing intent. A saint actually killed my younger brother. Zhong Wang's face darkened as he looked at Bai Yunjian. He couldn't do it. You must have helped him. Bai Yunjian of the Sky Sword Sect. How dare you? Does your Sky Sword Sect want to declare war on my Fire God dynasty? He deserves to die. Bai Yunjian knew that it was useless to explain. After all, King Song was dead. No matter how much he said, it wouldn't change anything. King Song couldn't come back to life. Even if King Song came back to life, he wouldn't let Yang Hongwu go. Unless Bai Yunjian abandoned Yang Hongwu, nothing would change. Since King Song was dead, he was destined to face Zhong Wang. There was no need to explain. In fact, the Fire God dynasty wasn't united. Zhong Wang was strong, and so was King Song. There weren't only two kings in the Fire God dynasty. Moreover, Zhong Wang and King Song were feared by the emperor. After all, no ruler would be at ease with two uncontrollable experts under his throne. Zhong Wang and King Song were the same. Zhong Wang and King Song had too much influence in the Fire God dynasty. They were so powerful that they could overthrow the emperor. Therefore, the emperor of the Xinyan Empire had long wanted to take action against Zhong Wang and King Song. These matters regarding the Fire God dynasty, Bai Yunjian had naturally heard of them. Therefore, when Yang Hongwu killed King Song, Bai Yunjian took action. How dare you? Even if you're the genius of the Sky Sword Sect and the future successor, you still have to die for killing my brother. Even if I have to start a war with the Sky Sword Sect, I won't hesitate. Zhong Wang waved his hand and said to the people behind him, Go, kill them all. The three late Great Emperor Realm consecrators moved out and surrounded Yang Hongwu and Bai Yunjian. And Bai Yunjian was their main target. After all, Bai Yunjian's strength was at the Great Emperor Realm, and he was the most outstanding genius of the Sky Sword Sect. He could challenge those at a higher level and had many treasures. Therefore, in their eyes, Bai Yunjian was the biggest threat. As long as they killed Bai Yunjian, they wouldn't take Yang Hongwu, a mere Saint Realm cultivator, seriously at all. They could easily crush him. Ninth Heaven Lightning, Fall Formation, Rise. Yang Hongwu shouted, and another formation soared into the sky. This formation was shockingly powerful. Although it couldn't be compared to the formation that used the Scroll of Fortune as the core of the formation, its power was still impressive. The terrifying power of lightning instantly descended and bombarded Lin Laosan and the others. Lin Laosan and the others had no choice but to give up on attacking Bai Yunjian and defend against the lightning attack. Seeing this, Zhong Wang's face darkened. He didn't expect Yang Hongwu to be able to set up a formation in an instant, even though his strength was weak. This Saint Realm brat's attainment in formations was probably much higher than Lin Laosan. If not for the fact that his brother King Song had died in his hands, Zhong Wang would have thought of ways to recruit Yang Hongwu. However, it was impossible now. His brother King Song had died in the hands of Yang Hongwu. In that case, Yang Hongwu had to die. No matter how talented he was, he had to die. Open up. At this moment, Zhong Wang moved. Something appeared in his hand. It was a shuttle-like object that instantly enlarged and charged towards Yang Hongwu. Skybreaking shuttle. That's the skybreaking shuttle. Junior brother Yang, be careful. Seeing this object, Bai Yunjian's face changed. This was Zone Wang's natal emperor weapon, and it was extremely powerful. The skybreaking shuttle was said to be able to tear the heavens and earth apart. More importantly, the skybreaking shuttle was extremely powerful when it came to formations. It could easily tear apart any formation. It was a divine artifact that could break formations. In the past, Zone Wang had used the skybreaking shuttle to break through countless powerful formations. Bang! With a crisp sound, the skybreaking shuttle hit the formation. Under the attack of the skybreaking shuttle, a crack appeared on the 9th Heaven Lightning Fall formation that Yang Hongwu had set up. Yang Hongwu was extremely surprised. What a skybreaking shuttle. It was really surprising. This object was actually comparable to his formation-breaking pill in breaking formations. Condense. Yang Hongwu shouted softly and struck out a series of seals. The power of thunder and lightning descended and bombarded the sky-breaking shuttle. Bang! The power of thunder and lightning forced the sky-breaking shuttle back. Zone Wang took a few steps back. What a little bastard. Your strength is not bad. You actually forced my sky-breaking shuttle back. Zone Wang's face darkened. He did not expect that a mere Saint Realm brat could use a formation to force him back. Moreover, under his attack, Yang Hongwu's formation did not break. Unexpected, too unexpected. No wonder you could kill my brother. You're really not simple. However, you still have to die. The killing intent in Zone Wang's eyes exploded again. The sky-breaking shuttle in his hand changed. The light became more intense. The sky-breaking shuttle in his hand began to spin faster and faster, and the light became more intense. Go! Following Zone Wang's shout, the sky-breaking shuttle attacked again. Yang Hongwu's face turned serious. The power of this attack was shocking. Yang Hongwu knew that his formation would not be able to withstand it. Vajra protection. Yang Hongwu shouted and threw out a talisman. The talisman exploded with power and enveloped Yang Hongwu, forming a protective shield around Yang Hongwu. Since the formation could not withstand it, he could only defend himself first. Kacha! A crisp sound was heard, and the formation was shattered. However, the sky-breaking shuttle did not slow down. It continued to charge towards Yang Hongwu. Sizzle. In a breath's time, the sky-breaking shuttle appeared in front of Yang Hongwu and hit the protective shield. A sharp sound was heard. The protective shield formed by Yang Hongwu's talisman was about to be shattered. When Bai Yunjian saw this, his face changed. He wanted to help Yang Hongwu, but Lin Laosan and the others were not to be trifled with. The three of them surrounded Bai Yunjian in an instant. Destruction Heaven Palace. Yang Hongwu shouted, and a palace appeared in his palm. The palace instantly enlarged and enveloped Yang Hongwu. At the moment when the Vajra protection talisman was shattered, the palace blocked the sky-breaking shuttle's attack. A real treasure. When Zone Wang saw the Destruction Heaven Palace released by Yang Hongwu, his eyes shone with greed. He did not expect that Yang Hongwu would have such a shocking treasure. You're tuning into the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.